Evening, Trivs. I've just started the stream. You there?
Mr. Steven, I'm here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Great to have you here. It's round 3 of GTSSA's Season 4 Team Challenge. The guys are just doing a couple minutes practice. They're going to do a practice start, and then at 5:30 time we'll get into qualifying. So you took part in the first 2 rounds. Just give us a bit of feedback while I share the link on the social medias.
Perfect. Yeah, the first round was actually quite entertaining. Unfortunately, I didn't make the second one, but during the first one, it's a new concept here for GTSSA, and everyone getting in together, getting used to how things work. It was quite entertaining. I think everyone enjoyed how things were going. Everyone enjoyed the racing going on. It was nice to have the different groups in the same race. Made it very challenging when it came to overtaking and being overtaken as well, making sure to give the guys that are getting faster than you in the bigger groups enough space while not losing out time for yourself, and keeping the racing competitive. It was a lot of, let's say, a lot of balls in the air, but I enjoyed it so much. It was an amazing race, and I think my teammates also enjoyed themselves. The guys around us enjoyed as well. Full damage definitely made it interesting as well. I hope to see this concept again in further rounds later on in the season. Maybe we can nail some more settings down, get bigger lobbies in, better teams going, a nice mix of racing. It'll be epic, man. GTSSA is growing, and I think we grow from strength to strength, brother.
Yeah, obviously the big change here, we've done teams before, but this season it was based on the total time of the 3 drivers on track and multi-class racing, which was the first for GT Sport SA. So you said you hope to hear or see more of it in future. I don't know if Ryan's going to be as enthusiastic because he's been doing all the times for us. Takes quite a long time to add up and work out laps, but big shout out to Ryan for doing the admin side on this timekeeping.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting, the admin side of everything. I mean, it's a lot of times to settle down, a lot of things to work out. It's definitely not easy to just put together. So hats off to the entire admin team. I think we all appreciate the work you guys are doing. I don't envy your jobs at all, man.
Awesome. You listening on the stream, I just wanted to check everyone on the stream can hear me properly. So if you...
Yes, I am. I'm just trying to sort out some settings here.
Awesome. Just when I remember I had that issue when I changed to PS5 where people couldn't hear me but they could hear everyone else. It's been a few months since the last stream, so I think I got it right. Obviously, if you're hearing me, that means yes. Guys in the chat, we do have a few people watching already. Just say hi, let us know you're there, let us know if you can hear us all. And we just do a test start, and hopefully we're not going to have too many issues tonight. Looks like in this pool everyone seems to be alright, getting away. See, we only have 14 cars on track. I'm not sure who isn't there. Yeah, even us on the commentary team, we're going to have some fun trying to work out some of these teams, because, for example, in this pool we've got 2 KBR teams and I think 2 pace teams, along with the RTA guys, and then later on we've got 4 DMR teams out of 5, so that's going to be even better. Having 12 of the 15 cars all in the same team, so we can't just use their prefix to work out who's where. Thankfully, though, we've got some cheat sheets, so hopefully that will help us out a little.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a great help if we can get everything sorted. I'm just gonna have to step away for about 2 minutes just to sort out some technical issues I'm having here, but I'll be with you shortly, bud.
No problem. Just watching the guys on their practice lap. Qualifying due to start now straight after this, I'm assuming. Owen, nice to see you there. Looking forward to getting a lot of the guys that haven't been racing back with GT7 coming out next year. I know we've been all racing GT Sport for 4 years. A lot of us in GT Sport SA started 4 years ago in November. I think I was a week or two late on getting the game. But yeah, 4 years of playing GT Sport, same track, same cars, games like ACC coming out and guys switching to sims on PC. But very few people even playing Forza on their Xboxes if they're privileged enough to have both consoles. So yeah, I'm sure we saw, I think it was about 230 people enter season 3 or 4 last year. It was around the same mark for season 1, but then season 2 and 3 we did notice a little bit of a drop off into the 180 and then 150 sort of range, I think it was. But yeah, great to have all you guys with us still. We still have some of the fastest guys in GT Sport in the country, even some of them on this pool. KLM Pace, we've got KBR Varf Spartafus. I think I see a couple of RTA boys there, and then obviously we've got some very fast DMR guys coming up straight after this in race 2.
Yeah, I'm back now. It's a nice teams that are in this lobby. Definitely not guys that are slow off the draw here. Gonna make for some tight racing, some interesting laps times as well. And around Mount Panorama, we all know that centre back section can get a bit hairy. It's gonna be very interesting to see the difference in classes here, move around this track, and how guys gain position.
Definitely, because the long straights will obviously help it on the GR1s to get past, but when they hit sector 2 and they're going through the mountain section, guys are going to have to show some patience. Teamwork could help you move over in the GR3 for your teammate. Depends how friendly the guys are. You might have an opposition teammate move over, but if they want to play blockers, not much you can do because the car ahead has the right of way. How's it on the pace side? I know you guys entered a few teams. Did you guys see it as pace racing, or was each individual team having a bit of banter with the other?
We were looking forward to early on having a few pace teams race against each other. I know in round 2 we had 2 pace teams racing against each other, and it was all in good fun. We did have some banter going on, but also there's that sportsmanship. But to be honest with you, the race that I did, even the guys, in other teams, it wasn't any bad blood. It wasn't any rough and tumbleness. It wasn't any argy-bargy. It was all very civilized, very interesting to see how the community comes together in these sort of races.
Definitely.
We were all thrown into this.
Yeah, and it was based or laid out as a fun season, not to take too seriously. Exactly. Just the end of year, everyone must have a bit of a jaw and have some fun, have some good racing. But at the end of the day, it's about the camaraderie and definitely the banter in the chat groups. I'm just looking at, checking some of the pools, sorry. There are other guys racing now that were knocked out, so they dubbed themselves the losers pools, but it was actually just open pools for anyone who still wanted to carry on doing the races, the track combos, and that will be the same next week. Next week obviously is the final, so we have 10 teams racing tonight. Top 2 from each go through, and the fastest overall third place time between the 2 pools will get the 5th slot for the final. But if we have another 6 or 7 pools open, then guys are welcome to join. We have organised hosts for the previous races, so I see that I think there's 3 or 4 pools open at the moment, and most of them were full when I was logging on. So I'm sure there's some guys having some good battling out there.
Yeah, I mean, even though the they dubbed themselves, the loser pools, it's not exactly a loser pool, hey, because this racing is still so competitive. You could have been one of the fastest teams out there, but if one person was a little bit too slow off the draw, a little bit too slow at the end, or made a couple mistakes, it does cost you. So even the lower pools there, they're going to have some competitive racing tonight as well. There's some guys that are putting in some crazy times around here as well that were just in, in pool 4 or 5 or wherever they're going to land up. I managed to hop around a few lobbies during the week, just spy on some people, see how they were getting around the track, what times they were putting in, and having some fun myself. And it's insane the times these oaks are cracking here with these cars.
Definitely. I'm just looking at the results from last week. So this pool we have KBR Wingman, Ironman Pace, RTA, KBR Ghostbusters, and Race Pace. But what we were saying about open pools, they definitely weren't loser pools, because I'm looking at I don't know where they finished in their race, but the KBR Kingmen were 3 seconds slower than KBR Ghostbusters on overall time. And there's some guys that might have squeezed through by coming second in their pool with a slow time overall. Then Ghostbusters, the next fastest team, DMR Thesaurus, was only 5 seconds quicker than them. There was a bit of a jump. Then RTA were only 4 seconds behind DMR latecomers, who were 9 seconds faster than DMR Ironman Pace. So yeah, a lot of the times are very close when you consider that that's a total race time of like 2 hours 15, 2 hours 16. To only be 9 seconds or 4 seconds, they definitely, the point is they weren't slow. They just didn't come first or second in their pool last week. Because last week we had, I think it was 5 pools. So yeah, it was 5 pools with the top 2 going through. So you might have come third with the 9th fastest overall time, but you would have been in the top 10 theoretically to qualify for this if it had been based on fastest overall time, not finishing positions in the pools.
Man, just hearing you talk, I think everyone listening to the stream as well can appreciate this. Just hearing you, it shows the complexity in setting these times and getting everything set up before the race happens. There's about a week and a half of prep. So well done, man. That's insane stuff to have to put down on numbers.
So what normally happens is from when the races are over, the stewards panels open. Big shout out to Toonies, who created a new website for us to have the reports done there, so everyone can review it if they want and read what the verdicts were. But yeah, that's open. It often hasn't. This season, actually, impressively, we've only had 3 reports from the first 2 race days, and they're all in the same race. And you actually featured in one of them for not burning off a penalty, but you actually pulled over into the first turn to burn it off because you miscalculated. So that was a warning. There was someone else that totally didn't burn it off. And then we had, I can't remember what the third issue was, but that was all from one race out of 8 pools. And then week 2 with 5 pools, there are no reports either at all. So the new panel members plus the new website isn't getting much use yet, but I'm sure unfortunately it will at some stage when we get super competitive again with normal style racing.
I really think so. And it was surprising to me as well, like you said, having very few reports in this racing, because there's so many different classes here, because there's so many different issues that could happen, that we, in our heads as a steward panel, we were prepped for days and days of discussion. But when we saw there were very few coming in, we asked if the website was working, if everything's all right, if the guys are okay, are they sleeping, what happened. But it just turns out that it was just clean, fun racing. And hats off to everyone involved, man.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So we just quickly, while they're busy with qualifying, I'm jumping to the power spec settings because obviously BOP's off with multi-class. We've got 564 with the AMG Mercs. I'm just checking all of those are the same. Then Porsche, the GR3 should be running 535 horsepower. Do we have any Porsches here? We have quite a few, 533. No Mazdas, it didn't seem a popular choice. No Jaguars either.
Yeah, no GTRs in this lobby.
No GTRs. So yeah, it looks like everyone's sitting on the right amount, so we can go back to the racing. Sorry.
Lovely. Just looking at the comments now. See, there's Lesnar Mystery, go Supermanny. Can hear all good. Paul saying, letting us know they can hear. Alvin as well, greeting us there. How's it, Alvin? Bernie, welcome. How's it? Sam, how's it, bud? Thanks for tuning in. Celine Haridal, hey babe, love you too. Thanks for the nice comment. 80k Koketsu, Mr. Koketsu, thanks for joining us, bud. Would have loved to see you racing tonight, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Koketsu, you must get the 80k guys across in. We can have an 80k team next year. Just quickly going through the current standings, we have our Italian stallion from RTA currently sitting on pole. Yes, I did use that reference. KBR Varsvater first, second, Dynamic Jean third, Big Chief fourth, and Richard fifth. I think we're missing a GR1 there somewhere because we've got a GR3 in fifth place. That would be Kalen, who's in the pits at the moment, so that's why his time's not showing. Then Richard's the fastest of the GR3s at the moment. Then Leap, Wolfie, Ghost Killer Pace, Stignator, Supermanny, Inion, Stiasteel, Valentino, and Ghost. So looks like it's going to be quite a tight qualifying. Kalen only 7/10 behind the RTA driver, then Varsvater 0.4, 1 second back to Jean, 8/10 to KBR Big Chief. And then obviously we've got a big 12-second gap to the GR3 cars, which are all also fairly tightly together. Ghost Killer Pace only 0.23 behind KBR Wolfie. Yeah, JOO's got Kalen subbing for him, it seems, tonight. He's just commented on the stream. He's on his way home from work. So yeah, we should be getting underway very soon. I see most of the guys have pulled over. 1 or 2 cars just crossing the line. Who's your pick for the GR3 and for the GR1 class?
Oh man, you're putting me in a very tough position here. It's going to seem like I'm biased, but man, Kalen has some legs and the man is consistent. I know he was saying he wanted to take a bit of a hiatus this week from racing after the debacle of the Kyalami 9 hour, but I think when JOO asks you for a favor, you can't say no to that. Yeah. So Kalen stepped in, definitely got him there. Group 3 is going to be very interesting though.
Yeah, I'm going to be biased and I'm going to pick a RTA driver for both because GM's pace is also outstanding, and then Leap is currently second on the grid for the GR3s, but he is always seems to do well around this track. I remember years ago him and Conrad Carty's having a good battle for the win. It looks like we might have Kalen stuck on a couple guys stuck on the grid. Ghost, Richard. So definitely be heading into a restart.
That is unfortunate. Well, we got that break. The RTA liveries, man. Wow. Always stunning. And you guys got your set colors, but wow. That's great stuff.
Yeah, I see KBR Richards running their car that won, I think, one of the livery contests last season, that German flag-coloured Merc.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't have the two of us on chat without talking about liveries, can we?
No, I don't think a race could go by without us mentioning how epic these cars are looking, but it'll just be too boring.
Currently looking at the car of KBR Big Chief with the KBR colours, but the big Gorilla Garage on the front bonnet area.
You gotta have the GG, man. It adds another 5 horsepower to your vehicle.
Yeah. The guys just saying we're back out on track. Obviously the host's going to put them back into their correct order. While we got a slight break, just a shout out to season 1, 2 and 3 sponsors. Yourself, Gorilla Garage, who did the shirts last season.
Thank you.
Then we had the guys from TGN racing simulators and track art. Finally managed to get pictures from the winners, which most of you would have seen on our Facebook page. Those awesome rigs for first place. Hopefully we'll be able to organize something like that again next year. I think we need to go big with Gran Turismo 7 coming out.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting how many guys are going to be able to switch over to GT7 and how quickly they'll be able to do that as well. I know for myself it's going to be a couple months before I'll be able to afford that game, but man, the hype around it is just so epic, and we know with Gran Turismo Sport South Africa, it's not just for Gran Turismo Sport. Once GT7 comes up, we're going to be having those races going on. I know the admin guys already got some ideas going on in their heads about the new tracks, new car combos that are coming out. So it's just going to be insane to watch.
Yeah, well, we definitely, if we get the Parks Peak Suzuki back, we're going to have that on somewhere like Suzuki East as a first race. Get that stewards panel into high gear.
Yeah, no, I do foresee for the first few races, the stewards panel's going to have their hands full. Everyone getting used to the new settings, the new feel. There's going to be some mistakes, and it's going to be very, very entertaining for us. But man, I'm so amped about it. Let me know in the comment section if you guys are keen on GT7. I know a few people aren't.
Let us know if you've pre-ordered. Sorry for talking over you there.
Yeah, pre-orders. That's very interesting as well. I know that they were giving away some freebies with some of the pre-orders. Let us know if you did pre-order, if you got something cool. Share it with us, but let us share your links as well. Yeah, let the guys know where to get it from.
Cool. So everyone's just getting out on track and getting ready. I see we currently have a huge amount of 9 people currently watching. Just shout out, let us know you're there. I know a lot of the guys that do like watching the stream are currently racing, so not in this particular pool, but in the open pools possibly. So we will, I'm sure, be picking up for the second race. But for all the guys that join later and then watch us back, including the drivers, it's always good to have you with us. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, and drop your comments.
Yeah, I'm just sharing the link out now, making sure Oaks are aware, so they can catch the stream, because I know this is going to be some epic racing. You really don't want to miss this.
Yeah, I think quite an important thing, we've got must use hard tires as part of the rules for tonight again. So that's going to play on the strategy. From what I've seen, most of the guys are looking to do a 2-stop. So when you take those hard tires will be quite important, but all important, we mentioned it earlier, is going to be traffic over this mountain section we're currently watching. So the guys who play it right and have planned their pit stops so that they don't hit as much traffic will definitely get a big advantage. I was watching Stignator's stream last week of his race, and if you came up on traffic into that last sector at Autopolis, then you easily lost 2-3 seconds in the GR1 car per lap. So you don't want to do that on your fresh soft tires, rather old hards. Your timing's everything.
No, definitely. And I think what it's also going to play a big role here for the Group C cars is where they're going to overtake, especially on that tight, twisty section there. They don't want to lose too much of time, and they also don't want to put another person in the wall, especially if that person's your teammate. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see strategies and how they play out here. And also, like we were discussing earlier, are guys going to be lenient? Are they going to let the opponents go in the Group C cars while they're in the Group 3s? Or are they going to try and hold them back just a little bit, just to let their teammates catch up or gain a little bit of extra time? It's going to be interesting to see. Of course, these things aren't illegal. You can move when you're able to, but you don't necessarily need to put yourself into a wall of the track to let someone go past. So it's going to be pretty interesting, and I think entertaining to watch.
Yeah, looks like we're ready to go again.
I must say, even though there wasn't any livery restrictions, everyone was open. They could put whatever they want on the cars.
They've
It's
all
still
gone with
very
the
humbling.
sponsors.
Yeah, it's still very humbling to see the sponsors logos up there, specifically, obviously, the Gorilla Garage logos. It's touching, man. Every time I see it, I'm so humbled. I'm so appreciative of the support the community gives to my small little company. But much love, guys. Thanks so much.
Yeah, it looks like we got everyone making it through the first corner safely. Vasvis jumping RTA in the tractor start there. Maybe a little bit of dirt because there's already about a second gap from our poleman. Although I see, looking at it, it looks like he's starting on the hards to get them out the way. So that's obviously also going to cause him some issues early on. You can see a few sparks flying there against the wall. Definitely for second, third and fourth place at the moment, they'd want to get past as quickly as possible so they don't lose time to a hard runner. We're just going to go through the field. Currently Fis leading. It's already opened up 2 seconds. So he's running the soft tires. RTA hard. Big Chief softs for Jean. Then we get to Kalen's already from the back of the grid up to 6th place. We've got all 15 cars started. Kalen's on the softs. Unfortunately, the auto drive and starting at the backs got him from second on the grid. He's down in 6th, but he's already 11 seconds behind. There he goes, just making it up into 5th place, back of the Group C field. Now he's going to have to push to try catch back up there, and then he's going to come across the roadblock behind the hard driver. KBR Wolfie opening up a gap already over Leap to 2 seconds. GR3s, Stiginator further second behind, then Supermany and KBR Richard very close together. KBR Valentino right behind. One of your guys, Ghost Killer Pace. You can see some scrapes on the front of that matte black Porsche already. So he's becoming accustomed to the walls. KBR Ghost, Still. How do you say it? Enyon.
Yeah,
in 50. Yeah. Not Onion.
His real name's Fawaz, but yeah.
He bringing up the field at the moment in 15th. So we just watch some of the slipstream battles down into turn 2.
Yeah, this track has 2 long straights, so that slipstream there really needs to come into effect. Oaks need to use it very well, very cautiously as well. Remembering you're carrying a lot of speed coming into those tight corners there. You don't want to take that and go straight into a wall, because that's going to damage your car, put you immediately out of this race. I don't think there's any room for error here. The guys know it as well. You can see they're being a bit cautious on lap 1. Coming up to lap 2 now, middle of lap 2, they just trying to get the cars going. As I say this, you see all the damage on the front of their cars, so it sort of negates what I'm trying to say. But yes, man, this racing is going to be tight, and I think we're going to have a lot of tight laps here.
Supermany just getting out of shape there a little bit, and Valentino ducking past. I know Valentino is quite a fan of this track. The two of us have done many races in GR4 here in the dailies together, and it's always a track he does well at. So you can see he's already opened up a bit of a gap on Manny. KBR Richard right on Stiginator's tail using the slipstream, going up the inside, but obviously you've got the right kink and then the sharp left-hander, so it looks like he's got the move done for now, but Stiginator has a chance to come back at him into the next corner, which he defends quite well. Great move there.
Especially into that braking zone there. You could just brake slightly late, get in that tuck, make the move stick.
Yeah, and in the daily races, we often, it's quite tricky deciding whether to defend the inside or the outside there. But he did a great job jumping back to the GR3s, or Group C's, sorry. Kalen's now 12.7 behind, but he is closing down on Jean. As we go there, Jean gets a little bit out of shape. Second, third, and fourth all still very close together. Only separated by 1.5 seconds. KBR Fis on the softs has opened up a big gap already, 6.7 seconds. And we did check the power settings earlier before anyone asks.
We made sure there was no OP guys here. We made sure everyone was following the rules.
Yeah, yeah. I did
But
glance at the weights, and they all looked right. But all of these races will be reviewed. The semi-final and the final, we are going to be checking power settings and weight because everyone's had 3 weeks now to get used to it. So it's on the stream. We're just going to take a screenshot of that and analyze it properly later. But yeah, Fis is doing a great job. Always a quick driver anyway, but he seems to be loving this GR1 Group C car. Going across the line, did a 1 minute 51 that lap, 5 seconds slower than his second lap. I'm not sure if he made an error, or if it's, I doubt it's a tyre wear. Looking at it, must have made a small mistake somewhere.
yeah, I saw he was a bit cautious coming into turn 1. He might have made a mistake going into turn 1 of that lap. We're not too sure.
Yeah, we know these guys, the quick drivers, they don't play with traction control. I know these cars are a lot easier to drive with it. But yeah, you get a little bit too heavy on the throttle and the back steps out. It can cost you quite a bit of time if it's coming onto one of the long straights. RTA GM did a 48 last time, slightly quicker. But what we expect to see here through this first stint is he's obviously getting the hard tyres out the way, part of his strategy, and then he's going to be jumping onto softs late, and he's already got 8.5 seconds to hunt down on KBR Fis. So definitely it's going to be down to time. Top 2 teams, remember, going through. So currently RTA are sitting, looks like something, we missed some action back because Wolfie and Richard are past the 2 RTA drivers. Pace currently still in 5th place, gap 4.3 seconds. Wolfie's in 6th, Richard 7th, then it's Leap and Stignator with Valentino closing in on them.
Yeah, this race is definitely turned on its head in the few first laps.
They both,
not where we expect everyone sitting, but epic racing.
Yeah, both RTA guys were doing 204s, and it looks, we can see Wolfie's doing 202s, and Richard actually did a 201 last time around, so he's flying. And there we have RTA jump into the pits, 4 laps, and he's already getting rid of those hard tyres. 32 minutes left.
Yeah, you want to get rid of those hard tires as soon as you can. That stuff slows you quite down. Yeah. But he was doing quite well with those hards on, I must say. He was keeping race pace.
I'm sure Chief and Dynamic Shana are very happy to see him out the way so they can start working on making back some time that they're losing behind him. The interesting part's going to be the GR3s were already 53 seconds behind, so Jump, I think, timed that well, and he's should get out the pits has got out the pits before they come around, so that could also work quite well with his strategy later, although he might end up catching slower cars when he's on the soft, so we'll have to wait and see. But already the GR Group C cars are half a lap ahead of the Group 3s.
Yeah, well, if you look at the track map now at the moment, I think Fastwater Fist within the next 2 laps, possibly, he's going to be lapping the last guys coming around here. It's that quick in these Group C cars, and especially if you make a mistake in the Group 3s, you're going to have somebody on your tail, somebody pushing you out the way, somebody trying to put pressure on you, and that.
Yeah,
it's never fun, man.
I see the guys are already going past someone on the back straight there.
Wow.
And then we've just lost Ghost Killer pace, so that's not going to help the pace team. The car getting past was Yasteel. He did a 252 last lap, so we didn't check, but he, possibly knowing him, was running hard tyres at the start and pitted to get rid of them on lap 3. Would explain that 40 seconds extra.
Yeah, it really would, because it doesn't seem like he has any damage on the vehicle at all. His tires look brand new as well. His fuel looks a bit more than the rest of the guys. Most likely he puts it to get rid of that. Smart move, but let's see how it plays out for him towards the end.
Yeah, the battle in the GR3s is definitely for 8th, 9th and 10th on the track. Valentino in the Porsche has caught up to the 2 RTA drivers. Great job by him. He's currently 5 seconds ahead of Supermany. We can obviously see these three are quite close together. Then Richard's 6 seconds ahead of Leap and 2 behind Wolfie. And he did another 2:01 last time around, and Wolfie did a 2:03, so he's closing in on the last couple laps. And we can see all
this battle's going to really come into play coming into the end of that first long straight there, going into turn 2. We definitely need to keep an eye on that. With that slipstream coming into play, anyone can go for that move.
I just noticed, and they're going to, at least one of them's coming in, or both of them. Both RTA GR3s were on hard tyres.
Okay, so they were seeing a shorter stint.
Yeah, we've got Supermany also on hards, Inyon's on hards, Ghosts on, and yeah, still on softs, but I think they've already pitted.
Yeah, see, Superman is staying out, maybe trying to get some clean air, put in a bit of a gap, so that when he comes out of his pit stop, he's not too far behind the RTA boys. Maybe be able to catch their slipstream.
Yeah, Kaelin's managed to catch Sean and pass him. Sean doing a 51 last time around, Kaelin running 47s constantly, great pace. Big Chief.
Sean had some front end damage there. That's going to cause some issues down the line, hey?
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite nice, I think, for the front runners, is with 2 of the RTA guys pitting, they should be ahead, so it wouldn't have held them up too much. Both of them currently sitting 2 minutes 6 seconds behind the leader, so they've definitely been lapped by the GR1 Group C. Next time I plan a multi-class, I'm going to make it less confusing, 3 and C. Yeah, we got Ghost sitting in 13th, and you're still 14th, so I think your 11th, 12th, 13th and 14th have pitted. I know in the front runners, top 5, only RTA is pitted so far. There we got Wolfie and Richard going in on their softs.
Oh, awesome, and just a shout out to the people who just joined us. Welcome, hello, and hope you enjoyed the stream. Let us know your thoughts on this race. Guys in the chat, just let us know who you think is going to be winning the Group C and who you think is going to be winning the Group 3 of this race. It'll be interesting to find out what you guys think.
Yeah, KBR Fist is still doing great pace. He's only about a second and a half off his best time last time around on these soft tires, so he's definitely making the most of them. They're not wearing out. He is starting to run low on fuel though, so he's probably going to have to pit this lap.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to. That won't take him to the end. But another lap, but I think he's got a big enough gap to Big Chief to still keep it competitive, and if I'm not mistaken, Big Chief might also be pitting fairly soon.
And this is interesting because we've got RTA Group C coming up to the 2 GR3 cars that are no Satel. So we see how the teamwork works here. I know they do normally have a chat party, so they'll probably just instruct them to go up the inside. It makes it through nice and clean. Behind we've got...
Lovely move. Good teamwork, good communication.
We've got KBR Richards now right behind Wolfie. Wolfie and him pitted last lap. Wolfie was second slower though, so they're getting passed by the RTA car. It was a bit of a tight squeeze, but it looked like they all made it through nicely. Some great driving by all 3 of the drivers on screen. And now we've got a big battle behind of the guys that pitted a lap earlier on the hards. Or now they were 8 or 9 seconds behind, and we can see if we go behind Richard, Inyon hasn't pitted yet. I don't think he's up to 8th. Yeah, looking at his times, he definitely hasn't pitted, but the 2 RTA guys have. They're just moving back into 3rd and 4th in class, and they're only 1.5 behind. So now that they're on softs, they've made up quite a bit of time. we've got both KBR cars getting their hard stint out the way. So it's positions reversed, and then they should both go do one more stop and go to softs to battle it out to the end. At the front, Vars, Vater, Jean and Big Chief all pit at the same time, letting Kalen go through to the lead. He hasn't pitted yet. He's 5.6 seconds ahead of... Vars Vater has pitted. He's only 5 seconds behind, with only a 3.9 second lead now on RTAGR.
Yeah, I think Kaelin's starting from right at the back.
Definitely
wants to get up front, just to extend that lead, sort of get some clean air, put in some decent lap times. But this race is definitely not shaking up how I expected. And
well, with only 24 minutes to go, I don't know if Kaelin's going to switch to the hards, but we've seen how much pace the guys were losing on those compared to the softs. I don't see him one stopping. Might not be the best idea. 24 minutes to go. Maybe what he's going to do is he's going to run it all the way till the last lap and then do one lap on hards.
That actually might be a viable option at this point, but we never know. We never know what's going to happen, what these guys are thinking. Their strategies might change on the fly, so even if they tell us beforehand.
Yeah, let's just ride on board with Big Chief. He's got 4 GR3 cars right in front of him, 3 very close, and then a small gap to the next one. So I think it's KBR Wolfie doing a good job holding up Leap and Stignator, and there's a big accident in front with Wolfie and one of the RTA guys. I saw a bit of a slide from him coming out there, and then the car went around. Possibly when you got 3 cars so close together, but if there's any issue, it will be reviewed. Kalen going into the pits now.
Yeah, I think when incidents like that happen, it's never fun for anyone involved, but I do see that the RTA boys did slow down there, did try and redress the situation, so good on to them. See, just going back to the chat quickly, Theo SCI, how's it guys? Looking forward to GT7 for sure. Fantastic Theo, thanks for joining us. Duart saying hello, Sebi also greeting us. Hello Jen, thanks for joining us on the stream. Truly appreciate you guys showing us the support.
Yeah, so now I think with everyone pitted, we've got the current order: Group C, GR1, Vars Vater on his hard tyres, RTA softs, Big Chief pace, and Jean. Let's just have a quick look. Kalen switched to the hards for this stint, so if he is only doing one lap, expect him to pit next time around. Big Chief's also switched to the hards. And there's quite a big gap from Big Chief in third to the 2 ahead, 24 seconds. Then the GR3 cars, we've got KBR Richard currently leading. Stignator's taken 7/10 off him this lap though. Leaper's 2.3 seconds behind after slowing down with that incident. Can't see any damage on his car. Then we have Inyans in ninth, still yet to pit. It looks like he's going one stopper here. And possibly also that one lap on hard if he does a 2-stopper, because running 9 laps at 3-4 seconds a lap slow on the hard tyre doesn't make sense. Valentino is now in 10th place, Supermani behind, KBR Ghost, Yastiel and Wolfie, with Ghost Killer Pace dropping out earlier, so he'll be getting the last place car's time.
Yeah, definitely seeing how things are shaking up now after everyone's done their stops. Everyone's settling into their positions almost halfway through to the race now. Not where we expected everyone to land up. I don't think anyone could have predicted this particular lineup here. It's so difficult with these times and this track. But man, they've not let us stop talking for a second on this race.
Definitely. I'm just looking at the front. We've got a lead change. RTA Jump's taken the lead, but he's got 21 seconds over KBR Fizz, who's got damage on his front right. So he had about I think it was a 3 or 4 second lead. So I'm assuming a spin somewhere collected the wall. He's still he is on the hards now, so he's probably going to go do 3-4 laps on them. This being the 3rd lap, so it might be best for him just to duck in early and get that damage fixed. We'll just have to keep an eye on that. Big Chief now only 3.4 seconds behind Fis. Kalen 4 seconds behind him. It was looking like a great battle to the end, but obviously Bathurst very unforgiving, going down the mountain with all those walls so close. So we missed that. Apologies. Unfortunately, I don't have a director who's watching different cars at the same time and doing the camera for us, so we've got to try and watch all the races. We did get that GR3 incident, so bear with us. And I see Dean left a comment about the commentary. Trivs is the expert, I'm just talking, but we look forward to watching your guys race in 25 minutes or so.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know, Dean, that we're doing a good job. We appreciate the encouragement, man, and we're looking forward to seeing your race. But yeah, guys, we're doing our best. Must apologize. I'm watching the stream live with you guys. I'm not even in the lobby because it's too many people.
Yeah, Fis and Pace both pitting with their hards to get rid of them. Kalen having 80% fuel and Fis 40, so Fis is definitely going to have to put fuel in. Kalen probably will be able to make it to the end. And a nice recovery from Kalen, starting at the back of the grid and losing 13-14 seconds getting through the traffic.
It's never easy when there's all these connection issues, but it's things that we can't help. We just got to work on it.
Yeah, the main thing is that he got in, unfortunately. Dean, you got half an hour to practice. It's a fun season. Jump on. Dean says he's missing the race because he just got home from Botswana. Riding on board with Stignator at the moment. How's it, Carl, in the chat also?
How's it go? Infamous pace arrive and drive. You know, man, he took over from Koniwe. Koniwe's Mr. Arrive and Drive, so Kalen had to put on his dancing shoes here tonight.
Yeah. First down to fourth place. I see RTA Jumps going into the pits now from the lead to make his second stop. First has made his, and he's 50 seconds behind. So there'll probably still be a bit of a gap after that spin, but we were expecting a close battle once they're on even tyres. We'll see how that shakes out. Big Chief going past the pit lane, so he possibly will take the lead for a short while. Dynamic Jean currently in third.
You know what I find very interesting here as well? You know what I find very interesting here as well? The varying strategies that are going on. Usually when you have a race like this, a few guys will have the same strategy or a similar strategy, maybe a lap or two out.
Yeah.
But everyone here is on a completely different strategy, maybe 3-4 laps apart from each other, different amount of fuels, different tire strats. So we're getting all of the options coming out at us today, and it's all working in the favor of entertainment. It hasn't been a single lap without some interesting driving navigation going on here. It's epic stuff to see.
Yeah, just taking a look, KBR Richards down to fourth in class. He pitted on lap 10. Oh no, sorry, he didn't. He's also lost about 20 seconds. It's not enough time for pit stop, so he must have gone off somewhere. Similar to what happened with Fis. So they were looking very strong, but I think they had the fastest time in the first two rounds combined. Three very evenly matched drivers. But yeah, he's lost 20 seconds somewhere. Now the timing's changed. It's showing no lap time for lap 12, so possibly he did pit. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. He is still on hard tyres and he doesn't have huge amounts of fuel, so I still think it probably was a spin. Supermanny is in 8th place, 3rd in class. Leap is now in 2nd in class behind Stignator, 2.9 seconds. So it's a little bit spread out that side. Let's see how the strategy is working on the Group C's. Kalen 5th. He's only 7 seconds behind Fis now. Both having pitted to get rid of their hards, so they should be able to go to the end. Fis is 10 seconds behind RTA Jump. He's also pitted. We're waiting for Big Chief and Jean to do their second pit stop. Looking at their tyres. Big Chief still running the hards. His fuel's quite low. Jean's on the softs with a bit of wear, and he has a fair amount of fuel left. I don't think it's enough to get to the end. So yeah, battle for the first two places would be currently between third and fourth. And we're going to run on board with the two of them through this mountain section for a little bit.
Oh, Jean getting a bit of a spin on there, a slide going into the wall. That's going to lose him some time. As Giam comes through, he's chasing him down. You see he was cutting that time out quite a bit there, shaving until he goes forward. This is going to be an epic race. I think after these pit stops, these three oaks are going to be on top of each other.
Yeah, I think it's just the first two still have to pit a second time, and the three behind have pitted. It's going to be interesting where Kalen slots out. I think he might jump second and third, because he's only 27 seconds off the lead now.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but Kalen's got that consistency down. If you look at his lap times, it is impeccable. Hats off. And I mean, the guys here, everyone here actually, for the most part, keeping their lap times so close together. Because in these sort of races, in Enduros, it's not so much as how fast you're going, but how long you can keep that pace up for.
Yeah.
No use getting the fastest lap of the race, but then every other lap is about 2-3 seconds down, especially on Panorama. That is so unforgiving that any little bit of mistakes you make, you losing at least 2/10 coming down on somebody else.
Not sure what happened to Big Chief. I've just is that Leap? I've just switched to Leap, and he's got a 5-second penalty. So he must have clipped the wall quite hard somewhere. I don't see damage, but burning that off for obviously cost him some time. KBR Wolfie's now 8th place. He's 10 seconds behind Leap, so burning the penalty might get him back even. Looking behind, Inyon and Super Many are right there. I think we might have a... Yeah, Super Many's got one of the Group C cars right behind him through the twisty section. So we're just going to watch this view for a little while.
That is a great racing angle, I must say. There's not much place that Manny can go to give space here. But wow, it's and I think that's one of our other pace boys behind him. If I'm not mistaken, it's Jean coming down behind Manny. So
if you're
teammates obviously want to work together, but there's no space, man.
Yeah, when you're in that position, you just got to be patient as the car behind. You lose 2-3 seconds, but you don't want to cause damage. We saw that one move of RTA jump, a little nudge as he went past Enya there. But yeah, he gets through. We got round board with Leap slowing down to the last corner, burning off his penalty, and you can see that gap that was taken 10 seconds to Wolfie. We're going to watch that just drop
drastically now. Yeah.
And he was 2 seconds behind Stignator, so it's cost him around 4.5 seconds overall. Still not sure what happened. I'm sure we'll find out later. We might even get some of these guys to jump on for the second race, have a chat. But let's ride on board with Stignator through the mountain section. See what it's like in a Group 3 car, GR3 car.
Yeah, I mean, we've got just over 10 minutes left of this race, and times are not slowing down. Guys are not comfortable where they are. They want more. They want to keep pushing. They're going to be pushing till the very last second, as races do.
I love that corner that you're about to see Stignator go through. When you get it right and you just feel the wind change, but you don't actually hit the wall. There's like a turbulence from the wall. And look how close he gets, how close he's getting to them through this section. I know some guys complain about this track, but when you actually can get it right and just miss the walls, hit the perfect line, it's such a rewarding feeling. Probably second only to doing a great lap of the ring on this game.
I 100% agree with you there. When you get this top section right, that entry, that exits, getting your line correct, it is the greatest feeling ever. I think I've only had that about twice, maybe 3 times in my life. But it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm not the best in GR3 around here, and I tried the Group C. I was clipping the walls all over the place, but give me a front-wheel drive GR4 car, and I'm I get it right. That's about it. We can see your Group C car from Pace has caught up to Stignator, who moves out the way for it, and then he goes into the pits.
Lovely, lovely.
Okay, so to the front, Jean's coming into the pits. He was 4 seconds. I'm trying to work out his Fist is 1 second ahead of Jam now. So I'm not sure. There, we're back at the front. So Varsvater is leading by 1 second. He did some 47s. We can see the RTA car's got some damage in it. It's doing 49s, 51s the last couple laps, which has allowed Fist to get his first place back. So both of them now each having had one issue. It's quite interesting because Jam was running 47s, 46s before, so it's costing him about 4 seconds a lap. But there's only 9 minutes left, 5 laps, so it's not really worth pitting. So he's just going to have to deal with it. He's only 7.8 seconds ahead of Kalen, so with the top two going through obviously on 3 cars, but you do want to try have your cars in the first 2 places. This could make it a bit tighter for the overall positions. And also the top place, 3rd place team will go through with on time, so you don't want to lose too much time if possible. Even if you do come 3rd, there's still a lot to play for.
That's what makes this format so interesting. You don't necessarily have to be first to move on to the next round. You just got to make sure you have the.
I see another issue here is that Jean is running out of petrol. Not Jean, Fis.
Fis is definitely going to lose those positions. Will he be able to make it up before the end? And that's going to be.
He's 5 seconds behind. It's going to cost him 30 seconds odd. We'll actually have to just check, but that's definitely going to take his chances of win behind. Kalen now only 6 seconds behind Jam. Kalen running 48s. Jam 51, so 4 seconds a lap with 7 minutes. Kalen should catch him with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, will Fastwater Fist be able to catch Jam before the end of the race? With Jam's
he's behind Big Chief. I don't even know if he'll get back into 3rd at the moment, so it's quite costly for his team. I don't know if for strategy or if he's short fueled. But yeah, we definitely picking a battle for the lead here. Kalen's doing a first to last to first challenge, it seems.
It does. Look, I was trying to be very positive for Fastwater Fist, trying to keep the spirits going, and you just sort of just all over that parade.
Well, we can see now he's 23 seconds off the lead, and we're only going to get in probably another 3, maximum 4 laps. So he should be able to get 3rd place back. He's only 3 seconds behind Big Chief, and he's got fresh tyres. And he had good pace all day, so he'll definitely be catching the guys up front, but I don't know if he'll do 5 or 6 seconds a lap, which is the lowest he'd need if it's 4 laps. If it's only 3 laps, then you add to that.
Yeah, it does look like he's building up a bit of a gap to Jean behind him. So I don't know if Jean's going to be giving him some troubles as yet.
Yeah.
But as much as we can predict and say this and that, but mistakes happen.
Further back, Stignator's in 6th, but he's now 16 seconds ahead of Richard, Manny, and Inyon. Leaper's all the way down to 10th. I see he'd had a 2 minute 27 lap. I think that was that he did 2 minutes 40 on lap 12. I think that was his pit stop. So not too sure what happened on lap 14. We lost around about 20 seconds, but that's taken him from 2nd in class down to 5th in class.
It looks like he's got fresh tires, so it might have been a pit stop with no fuel.
They're very similar to Stignator, and they stopped together on lap 12, both the 240s, but then lap 14, 202 versus 220 something. So
possibly damage.
Yeah, maybe he just got caught up in the fast cars coming through and ran off track. We'll find out later. Valentino into the pits from 11th. We're going to look at the back. Wolfie, after his incident, he's had I'm just looking. Lap 14, it looks like he pitted. So yeah, lap 8 he pitted, and then lap 14. So he's going along nicely now. All these stops completed back on the soft tires. Still running softs. He pitted on lap 11. I'm guessing with Still it was probably a one-stop strategy. Mr. Tire Saver, same thing.
Man can manage.
KBR Ghost Car is looking like it's gone through a sandpaper mill.
Yeah, that car's been through a wall there, eh? Wow.
Gap to the lead now is down to 3.4, and we have 4.5 minutes left, so it will be 3 more laps.
Ooh. He's closing down him.
Definitely time for him to catch. The last lap around jumped at a 48, so his pace is slightly better. Maybe he is fuel saving because he also misjudged the fuel. We're not too sure, but him and Kalen were evenly matched on the last lap. But the 3 laps before, he lost 4 seconds a lap. But definitely blinded by Kalen here, having to start last. 12-14 second handicap on the first lap is only 3 seconds off the lead with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, I think very good contender for driver of the day for this pool, 100%. He's raced with consistency and speed, and that is not something that's easy to do, especially in these cars, especially on this track.
Yeah, Fiss is now within 1.3 of Big Chief. So I don't know. I know they're teammates, but they're not teammates in this context. It's been different 3 driver teams, but they both come from KBR. So we'll see what the strategy is there, if they want to let their stronger team through, or that they want to get a team into the finals. So you don't want to ruin your chance and let Pace and RTA go through.
That's a very good very good thought process, actually. Wondering how that's going to play out at the end.
Well, yeah. Fiss's first GR3 drivers in 7th place. Wolfie's in 11th. So I'm assuming that's their A team. So they'll want to get Fiss back past. I'm just jumping back quickly. I saw a dive up the inside there from Yastil on Valentino.
Oh, a little bit of a nudge coming through though. All was safe. At least nobody went into the wall, nobody got damaged.
Yeah, and so there has been a fair amount of overtaking, but by the Group C's on the GR3s. But what I have noticed is the timing of the pit stops. The guys have done brilliantly, because you haven't actually noticed them too much. They stopped at different times, and the GR3s obviously stopping a little bit earlier. That's helped the Group C's get past. They obviously saw if they were coming up to a bunch of Group 3 cars, they pitted, dropped that 30-40 seconds, and then by the time they got back to where they would have been, the other guys had pitted.
Yeah, I just want to note something quickly. Jump, even with his damage, he was opening up a bit of a gap to Galen. I think it's closing down a bit slightly, but he was at 4.75 at one point.
Yeah, it was down to 3 point something, but yeah, his last 2 laps were in the 48s, same as Kalen. Just looking there, even on fuel, Jim's got that little bit of front damage, but he was running constant 47s earlier. He was doing 48s when he was on the hards at the start. So the damage is slowing him down a bit. We can see fastest lap was 45 by Fiss when he came out the pits the last time around with that lower fuel and extra set of tires that he took.
See that gap's open up to 5.1 now. It's a massive improvement, even with the damage. Damage be damned. Jump is on fire.
Definitely. We got this battle. We're definitely going on to the last lap now for these guys. Some of the other guys that are already on the current lap, they probably going to be finishing soon, so we'll just keep check there. I see a car going through the little chicane towards the end, 23 seconds remaining, so I think anyone who's not on the Conrad straight now, that everyone's going to be on their final lap starting now. So we're just going to go gap to Kalen. I was just checking at the front. Kalen's 5 seconds behind, so we do want to watch the leaders, but the battle for third on the Group C is very tight. Could come down to the slipstream. Just while they're going over the mountain, I'm going to check through the other classes. Stignator 11 seconds ahead of Richard, 4 to Manny, Leaps in 9th place now, ahead of Enyon and Wolfie. Yasteel 12th, Valentino, and then KBR Ghost. So there's a bit of traffic for Jump. There also possibly could have been traffic for Kalen. Yeah, so Stignator takes first in GR3, then Richard. I'm going to go back to the front guys. There we go, that's the battle I'm looking for, and they're side by side going onto the straight with better traction. Fists getting the lead, but Big Chief, I'm sure, is going to fight back with the slipstream into the braking zone. He's looking for the inside.
This is going to come down to the very last corner of this race, right down to the finish line. I don't think either one of these drivers want to give up that spot.
Yeah, I think with that grip, I'm just seeing a half second opened up already. Jump takes a win. Kalen second by, in the end, only 9/10 of a second. I'm not sure what happened there. 7 seconds back to Fiss. Big Chief. Yeah, I wonder what happened. Last lap, Jump did a 53. But anyway, yeah, he held on for a win by a second. The only person still on track's not finished is Jean. He's coming around now to take 5th place. And even here, doing constant 150s, great drive by him.
Yeah, well done. Well done to Jump. It was an epic race done. Wasn't easy for him, especially with that damage towards the end. Caitlin made a great comeback. I'm not sure what happened with those that last lap there. That gap closed quite drastically.
He did have all that traffic, sorry. He had about 4 cars in front of him, so he probably just followed them through the last few corners. Maybe the safer option. So yeah, that is pool 1. We 9:32, so we should be 2 minutes into the pool 2 qualifying already. I'm just going to jump out of this pool and move across.
Oh, awesome stuff. Thank you all for joining us for race 1. Race 2 is going to start just now. Just a quick shout out to one of my colleagues here at TK. Thanks for tuning in, brother. We appreciate you joining. Stignator saying in the comments, wow, what a dice. Nice, bud. Epic racing.
Well done, Alan.
Really enjoyed watching that.
First in class, a great drive. Well done to all the competitors in pool 1. You can you see my ATK livery that never got used there, Trivs?
I can, and I'm in love. Nicely done.
Yeah, I got asked to make one for advertising, and then when we sent it, the sponsors wanted plain black. So I had to break every rule in my livery making book, and I made a plain black car and took pictures for them. Okay, so here we are. We into pool 1. This is KBR versus 4 DMR teams. We've got some very fast drivers currently looking at KBR Bridgens, KBR Hollywood, TSM JDJ's racing. I'm not Taylor Uwe, KBR Fast One, Real 1D. Looks like they're doing their test start, so they haven't started qualifying yet. Trivs, you take it away. I'm going to make some coffee for 2 minutes.
All right, but thanks so much, man. TK Juice, my brother. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We're here for race 2. As you can see, everyone's lined up. A big lobby here. DMR, KBR. It's going to be an epic race here. Let's see what we got going on. DMR, TSM up front. Taylor Iwi at second. Followed by Fast One, Real 1D, Nitro, Merlin, Winchat, SMP Pro, and Bridgens. I'm not able to see further down that list, but let's see how things go. Coming up to the lights. Race about to start, and away we go. Everyone seems to be alright for the test start. We're going to be looking here, making sure everyone gets off the line, gets going. Hoping not too many issues. Just making sure everyone's clean and clear. If I'm not mistaken, we are still doing the tests. I'm really hoping I haven't messed this up. I did see in the chat, as soon as the first lap is done, everyone's got to exit. But still a good time to be racing. So let's commentate, man. Let us know in the comment section. Who do you think's going to win this one? For Group 1, for Group 3? What's going to be happening there?
Yeah, the big news, obviously, Dino saying that on the first race during the chat that he is just back from Botswana, hopefully getting across international borders there safely, but he's getting someone to sub for him, so we'll have to just check. Maybe someone in the stream can let us know who the substitute is. Obviously we've got about 12 DMR drivers on track at the moment, but yeah, that you're always going to miss Dean from your team. One of the quick drivers, I saw he did some quite good times last week, and the week before in his pool was first place in Group C. So we'll have to see who's subbing for him. I see we got DMR SMP3 Pro, Nitro Merlin. Those are the guys in the Group C's, along with Real 1D. Yeah, KBL Fast One, he's a wild card. As we saw in the SF season, definitely capable of running at the front of Pool 1 in the full league, so he'll also be one to watch in the Group C.
Yeah, I did see a message in the beginning saying after lap 1 everyone should exit, so I don't know if they're still testing.
Yeah, it was just a test start. They're about 5 minutes behind for the qualifying, I'm assuming.
I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing something, so we all up there. Rizla the roller, Mr. Rizla. Always good to see you in the comment sections, my brother. Welcome.
I see
DMR Dan
Daman, yeah.
I see that it says Dan the man, but I always say Dan. It's just me. Anyone else has that issue?
Oh, it's not worse than me and KBR Fuss.
But I'm sincerely hoping you're pouring coffee and you're not in the bathroom.
No, I'm closing the fridge.
Okay, cool.
You want a cup?
Something dripping. No, I heard something dripping.
No, it's title of your tape, but...
Yeah, okay, now we're all good. Because if I heard flush, I was out of here.
Nah, mouth's a bit dry with all this cuck talking that I'm doing. We've got to have some coffee to get a bit of a pickup and be more entertaining. Okay, so hopefully we'll be getting qualifying underway soon. They're about 8 minutes behind, which isn't too bad. See, we've got a few people watching still. If you guys raced in the open fun pools tonight, tell us how it went.
Rizla, it's not just me, brother. We all miss you. We all love you here. You keep things entertaining. See, Ravinity, hey, but if you're doing that clicking sound in the loo, best to have that checked out. I love this community. Yeah, the servers are sort of behaving. We did have some issues for the first race, brother, but seems to be sorted out. Kalen started at the back after having some technical difficulties, but made a great run to second place. Let's hope everyone here has a clean start. I do see Dan the man had some issues. He should be back in soon, and hopefully we have a clean outrun here.
Yeah, see, we got Mazda on track.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it looks like I gotta do one more test start, see if the issues are fixed.
Alright, another test start, just making sure everyone's got their chances to race here. It's all for fun, it's all for love, nothing too serious, too hectic.
And what's interesting is a little bit of a preview. If you're looking on the pit the position board on the side there, as the guys are coming out the pits, it's showing a selection of soft and hard tires. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of variation in this race as well.
Big variations, but differences in strategies here might not be as massive because it is essentially just two teams, and I use quotation marks. They're just two teams.
There's 5 teams. That was the part that I was trying to get to the guys at the start of the season, that no matter if you race under one flag or another, this is war. It's three man versus everyone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know that I'm sure the KBR guys practice together, and DMR guys would have had lobbies together.
Look at these.
Outstanding.
Did you see those driver ratings? But
yeah.
A's, A pluses, B's. Man, this is a hectic lobby.
Well, anyone can get to A. I've even got A as a rating. So I mean, must be easy. Well, there's a bit of a lag spike on KBR Fast One, but I actually thought he was running into the back of SMP3 Pro there, but the car just jumped around. Yeah, I think that's going to be a nice battle between the two of them. Nitro Merlin, JDJ, Bridgens, all quick drivers.
I mean, every single person in this lobby here has a chance of winning this thing. It's very close to call.
Yeah, definitely. I was about to say that they're all quick drivers, so you don't get into the semis with slow drivers. But I see looks like a Jag. We've got a Mazda floating around, so we've got a bit more car variation this time around. So while this is a test start, they're going to complete the lap and then hopefully get qualifying underway. While qualifying is going, we're going to do a BOP check. Just make sure everyone's running the right settings.
Yeah, I think if anyone is on the wrong settings, we'll let them know immediately, so we don't have a bit of a mix-up during the race, so nobody gets a disadvantage or put off. See Rizla stating there in the comments, do you know these guys to race for fun? We're going to have some sexy battles. My brother, I think you are 100% correct. Yeah. KBR, DMR, all these teams here, it's going to be hectic.
Yeah. Well, I know we had some quite creative names from the DMR guys. I know there were the Yellow Monkeys with Dino, who's not racing, and his 2 teammates. Another one that I remember was DMR Thesaurus. I'm not too sure. Someone probably said, look, think of another name. So Thesaurus is another name. We'll have to get some confirmation on that. But I know Wolfman Willie, he's hosting the lobby. He was on that team. Obviously, we've got the KBR guys. They're running for one of the KBR teams. Everyone just
these races are gonna tell us a lot about the race dynamics between these teams as well.
There's a good likelihood that we'll have at least 2 of these DMR teams going through, so possibly 3 if they have the fastest time. So we're going to have to get them to have different color liveries if they haven't already done it. We can have DMR red and DMR blue, make it easier for the commentators. And if same thing if we have 2 KBRs in the final.
Yes, please. I beg of you. We need some differentiators here, because you don't always see the names. But these cars, you make them stand out, and as a team, you want to be looking the same. But wow, man, we need a commentator with something. I see some guys are still going around the track, maybe not aware that they need to leave. Maybe you just want to get
they all rejoin now. I think they're just getting on track so they can start qualifying.
Oh, lovely. So we're all underway. You want to check the settings out, making sure everyone's sorted once they all enter?
Yeah, once they're all on track. So we're up to 15 people watching. Give us a shout out so we know who's listening. We have a little conversation there.
Yeah, if you tuned in, tell us where you are, who you're rooting for, how you found the stream, and don't forget to hit that little thumbs up there before YouTube removes that too. Just to let us know that you're liking what we're doing.
Well, I know no one ever used the dislike button on our channel. Just looking at the DMR cars, I see we've got like a turquoise and an orange, so They have differentiated, but I think we need a one color rule. He has.
We'll figure it out.
There's a white and turquoise, white, orange, and
Turquoise.
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 That's a nice word to say. We'll use Murray Walker, first one for the night. Talouise in the Porsche, which is a unique car, and it's exactly like the one ahead of it, which is also a Porsche.
Hope they all crash and get slower race times than us. Yes, Steele, that's not nice to say, but I get where you're coming from, but come on.
Shout out to you, Steele. I'm not 100% sure, but it looked like he did a one-stopper there. Not sure if it was the fastest way around, but well done on making it work.
TK from Soweto, first time watching, loving this. My brother TK is actually one of my colleagues. Thank you so much for tuning in, brother. We really appreciate your support. Hope to see you again on the stream for our next races, man. That'll be awesome.
Yeah,
maybe even join us on track.
I was about to say, even better, we need to get TK on a PS4, PS5, and he can join us on track.
Lovely. Oh, you still had a two-stopper. He crashed, was running same strat as Manny. Unlucky, but unlucky.
Was that the one pit stop right at the end strat? I think, possibly.
Yeah, I think so. Alright, almost time for quali. Making sure everyone's got their settings right, everyone's dialed in. We'll see how people run here. I'm very interested to see if the teams, the tag teams, if we can call it, as in DRMA, KBR, if they're running the same strats or if they all got different strategies that suit their team in their group of three and their cars that they're driving. We're very keen to see how that works out and when everyone puts their hard tires on. TK saying he won't miss us again. His son will join. Excellent, brother. You just give him my details. I'll explain how he can join up on the Gran Turismo Sports South Africa pages on Discord, and we'll get him racing as soon as possible. But definitely get him in here. It's awesome racing every Thursday night. Epic stuff. Epic group of guys. You gotta love this community.
For sure. So, welcome up to 20 people. I know this season's been a little bit quieter because guys are racing at the same time. Starting to pick up a little bit now. I know we normally have 40, 50 guys watching. We're just waiting for qualifying to start. It looks like quite a few guys are still in the pits. I'm just checking on the pool chat, but no one's said what the issue is. I think they're possibly waiting for the guy that was having issues to restart his PlayStation, turn everything off back on, and hopefully fix it that way.
Yeah, it's nice to see that the guys are willing to wait for Oaks that are having some issues. We do know we live in South Africa. There's technical issues all over the place. So it's nice that you don't have to necessarily miss out on your race just because of one small hiccup. They give you the chance to get back on track. I see Mr. Pace himself commenting in the chats. Hi, Kellen. Epic run, brother.
Yeah,
epic
last second.
Yeah, leading by example, starting right from the back and getting into second position. That was insane stuff. We really enjoyed that race. You definitely kept us entertained.
We've got gamer 5555 leaving the room, so the guys still having a few issues, one or two of them. Joys of sim racing. At least we don't have the same issues the Kyalami 9-hour guys had.
Kellen saying blame Kuniwe. It's unfortunate, but just unfortunate. But yeah, that Kyalami 9-hour was one heck of a race. I did catch most of it. It was sad that it ended after 4 hours because of server issues, but wow, Let's just pray we don't have that here. It's only a 40 minutes race. I think the GTS service can last for 40 minutes here. But fingers crossed, touch wood. Hope I don't have the commentator's curse and ruin this whole thing for everyone. Nice drift action going on there from DMRE TSM. Very entertaining.
Yeah, so we got a real one in a pink DMR car. So it looks like we've got Dino joining the room. I don't know if he's going to be jumping in the race now. Maybe that's what we were waiting for. Maybe the sub was the person having the problem, so he's had to jump in, subbing for his sub.
Oh yeah, Dan could have been his sub there. So yeah, that's we might actually be able to get to see Dean race here. And one battle that I've always found really nice is Dean and Kalen. What do you think, Kalen? Do you think it'll be cool for you and Dean to be in the finals? How do you think that would go down?
I'm looking, we've got DKP on track. We saw that rig that he won in Season 2 when he saw with RTA. Anyone looking for a good quality rig, that was a TGN Pro GT Light rig. I think they sell for about 6,000 Rand. And then the seats an extra, but the one in that picture, I think when I went on their website, was about 1.5. And you can also get seats from your auto suppliers, like Max Motorsport or whatever those guys are called, also in that sort of price range, if you find ones they're not selling in a set or pair. But yeah, so you're looking about $7,500 for that rig. Pop your wheel on and you're ready to go. I see lots of guys talking about the new Thrustmaster GT wheel direct drive that came out, but if you putting your wheel on a desk or on a budget little I can't even remember what they're called now, G4 sim rig like I have, you might want to get something a little bit sturdier like the TGN stuff that can handle those direct drive.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with you there, bud. I've got the TGN rig that was given as the first prize for last season. Our dear friend Sam gracefully gifting it after he has his own rig. Didn't expect it at all, but besides the point, this thing is solid. I've walked into it a few times. My knees are bruised, but it's moving nowhere. This thing is just stable.
Yes.
It's epic stuff, epic quality, and definitely improved my times.
Yeah, and you mounted a regular car seat to it.
Definitely, yeah. I had to make a little bit of adjustments for that, but because we don't have the actual racing seat, this had to do. Alright, we are starting the race now. If I'm not mistaken, or is this another test?
I think it's a test start now that everyone's in just before they start qualifying. Now 20 minutes late. But yeah, like I say, at least it's not Kyle Army 9 hour that they want to restart after 4 hours. This is just getting the bugs out before qualifying.
Yeah, rather we have these bugs ironed out now than midway through the race. Oaks are disconnecting. Oaks are
and Dino's stuck on the grid.
Do you think this is going to be a repeat of the last race? Dino starts at the back and then comes up all the way to the front.
You can see that. Well, looking at these GR3 cars, it's going to be interesting if they're that three abreast going through some of those corners in the actual racing. A lot of this mountain's supposed to be single file, but the guys making it work and everyone getting through cleanly, even though it's just a test start.
Yeah, you know, us South Africans, but we always make a plan. We can fit 10, 20 people in a car that's supposed to fit 4. So, fitting 3 wide coming through the section here is, although not easy, I've seen it happen in some of our local lobbies. It's just a bit hectic.
see, we're switching hosts now that Dino's here. He's going to try.
All right. Let's hope that Dino's connection here and Magic Touch keeps this lobby going. Would love to get this race underway, get to some epic battles here. It's a quick 40 minutes. I say that with a smile on my face because I know 40 minutes around Mount Panorama is, I'll say it again, hectic.
Guys, I'm making my life harder. I want to watch Man United lose to Arsenal.
So yeah, going back to the chat quickly, TK saying we invented time. Don't mind waiting. Thanks so much, brother. We appreciate that. Kendall, why change the hosting? There's been a few issues, but I think it'd be best to change the host. Make sure we have a decent lobby. Everyone can race. But yeah, I understand your frustration. Don't stress, but racing will be underway soon.
And
somebody's getting a gift car.
I've got like 6 of these, but they are the car that I ride around the mountain in GR4 half the time. I haven't done any mileage, so I'm not sure why I'm getting one, but thank you, GT Sport. As you can see, they're 0 kilometers.
No, actually, when was the last time you raced?
In season 2. I didn't do season 3.
Wow.
I did all the setup though, and usual. So
Wow. Hey, you're always doing the setup and the admin work, the really hardcore cock.
Yeah. I think I did 9 seasons in a row, something like that, so...
Yeah, no, it's a long...
Yeah, talking about that, actually, it's a good intro. Next week will be the final for the season, obviously. In the following week, we're going to have another GT Sport SA awards, annual awards.
Ooh, that's going to be awesome.
So last year we had a bunch of, I think 11 awards handed out: Team of the Year, Driver of the Year, Driver of the Year. What else did we have? We had Sportsmanship. Actually, let's just do a quick review of those while everything's starting up here. I was looking at the list. It's been on my phone since last year. Found it in my bunch of PDFs that were all over the place. So last year, the contributions to GTSA, it went to Vanna for all his admin work and behind the scenes organising stuff. Host of the year was Wilfred, Wolfman Willie. Sportsmanship went to Kalen and Team Pace. I know they did a lot with helping guys and getting guys back on track when they were going through issues.
100%.
The Armani Quinnis Rubbing His Racing Award went to Sebi. I don't know if he's still there.
One award that I think touches everyone here is the one that we've dedicated to our late Rod.
Yeah, that was in there.
Man, I don't think I've created a single livery this year without thinking of that man and trying to emulate what he's done for this community. I mean, in his age, in his condition, he still made sure he was always there for everyone, made sure he created the most epic liveries. He is honestly sorely missed in this community.
Yeah, well, just going through the list, we had Driver of the Year was Stefan Vessels, Mr. RTA Donkey. He's switched to Sim this year, so there's going to definitely be a new Sim, PC Sim. Award 6 was Loudmouth of the Year, went to Melosi. Most Improved Driver was Wolfred, and then Melosi and Louis Lum. Livery Designer of the Year was Uncle Rod Camp, and we said that we were going to call it the Rod Camp Livery Designer of the Year from them. Ladies Driver of the Year it was very close, but went to Annalise Brits, then Annika was second. I think Annika won a couple extra seasons, but didn't partake in all of them. There's Then GTSSA Team of the Year was C8. There was a lot of community involvement, especially with the driver that was in hospital with COVID and all the stuff that got organised there. And then Driver of the Year also went to RTA Donkey. So the first one, the Driver of the Year, was voted for by other drivers, and then Admin's Driver of the Year was also Stefan, with Kalen second and Corne third. So yeah, a lot of shaking up on that list, I'm sure, this year. I'm already thinking most improved. There's so many names. I'm trying to work out how we're going to pick from them. Team of the Year, one team that's definitely stepped up hugely, the KBR guys. Who was second and third last year. Last year they were second and C8s were third. But yeah, the KBR guys definitely stepped up. But yeah, and this year they've got quite a few more drivers. As we can see here, they had 2 teams in the one semi and a team in this semi. DMR's got 4 teams in the semi. I keep saying semi, so I'm open to any comments in the chat section.
I've been holding my tongue.
Yeah, I think we are busy with qualifying just while I'm talking here. As the guys come through to complete their first lap. So yeah, most improved driver is going to be very difficult. Host of the year, Wilfred's still been a boss. He's been put in charge of the host. Another thing that we'll have is there definitely must be something added for the endurance races that we started this season. Wolfman Willie been the winner of that series a couple of weeks ago. So shout out to Wolfman. All that endurance racing and all that time on track's definitely shown, because he last year was most improved because he went from like pool 8 to pool 2 and 3. This year I think he got a 3rd place in one of the pool 1 races.
He did.
Dicing it out with Deaky and Fluffy Butt. So sitting with those 2 the whole race, definitely he could be another most improved driver 2 years in a row. Who do you, out of those names that we've spoken about, who do you recall or think might have a chance on some of those awards?
Look, I'll be honest with you, but there are so many awards, and each award has an entire list that is definitely worthy of it. So I'm going to say this again, and I've said this, I think, almost every stream that we have. I do not envy the admin guys in GTSSA. You guys have one of the toughest jobs. To not only set up these races, but figure out these awards, line everyone up, make sure everything's sorted, because it's not easy picking this. I mean, Driver of the Year, you've got so many contenders. Sportsmanship, you've got so many contenders. Teams, you've got so many contenders. But what gets me is that I've been part of the Gran Turismo sport community for many years now. I think coming up to almost 6-7 years, I think. And the way it's grown from having one team here, another team coming up there to be so many teams, but all interacting with each other, all supporting each other. This community growing from 5-6 pools to now 15-16 lobbies coming up each week. It's awesome to see, and it's great to see the community come together. It's great to see the guys racing nicely. You do have your arguments here and there, but it's epic stuff. And I don't know who's going to get any of these awards. If I have to put up an award for a livery or something, it's going to be very tough to judge, because everyone's designs have been amazing. The sponsors' decals coming through, the sponsors coming through for the community as well. We just keep hoping to grow from strength to strength. So, let us actually know in the chat there, everyone, the 18 people that are watching now, who do you think should deserve an award, and what award would you give them?
And also, if you're going to join a team and change your PSN, please just put the team prefix in front, because I don't recognize half these names. Like, who is DMR Vincut MK? Is he a new driver, or is he someone that used to be called something else and then changed his entire PSN? Because you're making my life difficult. Welcome, Mohammed.
And Mr. Razak, always good to see you, brother. Thanks for joining the stream.
Yeah, what's also another contender this year that I can throw in there for driver of the year is Koketso. Didn't do too many of the GTSSA races, but obviously we were involved with ATK and he won the ATK tournament. He was, I think, leading or fighting for the lead in season 2 before he had to quit for exams. Sorry, it was at season 3, I think, actually.
Yes, it was.
Yes, yeah, him and DKP both took the first couple races. S&P 3 Pro, Mr. Stefan Mock, he's always there and thereabouts. He was top 5 in season 1, top 5 in season 2, and he took season 3. So that consistent performer and winning a season, he possibly would be in with a shout. Sam won season 1, season 2 I know he was also there and thereabouts. I can't remember if he raced season 3. He's always been quick, but a guy that's impressed me all year round, Stignator. You saw him winning the Group GR3 class earlier in his pool, but yet he's been running top 5s often, so big shout out to him.
Another driver actually in this lobby here is Nitro Merlin. He's been quite good last season as well.
Yeah, I mean, Diamardino is obviously a top driver, but I think he entered season 2 and did 1 race, and then he didn't race in season 3. Season 1, I know he was concentrating on FIAs and didn't do the SF races. I think he joined for 1 or 2 races at the end for fun. So yeah, obviously quick driver. We've got DKP also won a couple races in season 1, I think. Season 1 DK actually could have taken, but he was very unfortunate that his PSN expired. Or sorry, no, yeah, I think his PSN expired on the 1 race night as it cut like in the middle of a race. So he dropped to pool 2, and the pool 2 race his internet disconnected. So he dropped to pool 3, but I think he won like the first 3 races and then dropped to pool 3, and by the time he was back, or he didn't come back, I can't remember what happened, but I know him and Sam were having great battles. I think it was 4 or 5 races in, and he had won 3 and Sam had won 1 and come second in all the others, something like that. But yeah, he was also a consistent performer in ATK and season 3 up until he had to go to study, because all these youngsters with their exams obviously have issues. So we're just taking a look at the performance figures here.
I was actually just about to ask you if you can check that out for us.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the Porsches and the Mercs look right from what we had earlier. Mazda, I'm just trying to find that image, but yeah, we've got it here and we can obviously just review it if there are any queries later. So let's jump back to qualifying. No.
And the 962 is right as well.
Yeah. So currently we've got, with still 4 minutes to go, and I'm sure it will change, KBR Fast One on pole, Nitro Merlin second, DK third, JDJ fourth, Hollywood fifth. Then in the GR3s it's Taylor, S&P, Bridgens, Wolfman, Dr. Fox, DMR John, Gamer 555, Dino hasn't set a time yet, same for Real One, Vinchat, and myself, who is not racing. Let me just exit there quickly in case it causes problems.
Yeah, see, just checking out the comments there. Ghost letting us know who Vinchat used to be. It's MK Loppo or M Kloppo, not too sure.
Okay, yes. So now you see, I know M Kloppo.
Now we know who that is.
He always was a quick driver, so Mr. Kloppo, 5-second penalty for changing your PSN.
He's already had to probably pay that fee.
10 seconds if you're friends with Ken Dog.
Oh no, why?
Ken, if you're watching, shout out to you, bud. Your Facebook always keeps me entertained.
Yeah, and then
I'm a red.
stream.
What's Kalen say?
He's asking when's the year-end stream.
I don't know if he missed the first part there. Then I said next week's the final, so we'll do it the week after that.
Shout.
The award ceremony or GTSSA awards. And while Kalen's watching, was your old man always this grumpy, or is it just now that he's old?
Hey, but Ken is still a young man at heart, eh? He's still a legend over here.
If any of you are on Kendall's Facebook, you'll see that he's 80% complaining about something, but always tongue-in-cheek. It's my kind of sense of humor, so big shout out to Ken. He actually should be racing here. I don't know what happened. I know last week he was asking what happens to all the not fast guys, but Ken, you fast enough, and there were open pools. So yeah, we do look out for the guys that got knocked out, the self-described loser pools, but we call them the other fast guys that didn't go through.
Yeah, so I see Mr. Toon is here saying the multi-class is awesome. Yeah, but it is, and I mean, you're the guy who set up our new website for all the issues to be submitted, and there's been very minimal submitted, so it's not just awesome, it's cleaner.
Definitely.
Which is very surprising. I don't think anyone expected that there.
Yeah, we'd call it a second shout out to Toonies for the night. We're 20 seconds away from time, but most of the cars are parking because they don't have enough time to complete a lap. Just looking at Bridgens, I don't know, he's not going to make it. I think we're done. So just a final check on the times. Deaky jumping up to first, fast one, JDJ, Hollywood, SMP 3 Pro. We've got some of the faster cars are further back in pits, so they need to get out. If Dino's watching, he's obviously giving the guys a bit of time to change tyres, but now everyone's in the pit, so I think they're going to have a very mixed up starting grid. But anyway, we're already 25 minutes late, so hopefully we're not going to restart it.
Yeah, I think let's take this race start one step at a time. We'll show it here for all of you. Thank you all for joining for this epic second race. Let's see how it'll come. Alright, so starting us off, DKP, Fast One, TSM, Hollywood, SMP Pro, Bridgens, Wolfman, Willie, Windgat, John, and I haven't had time to go down the full list. Yeah,
sorry guys, I have to exit because otherwise if I stay in the race without entering as I start, I can't change camera views. And we've got to restart because there's a huge pile up on the start line. It's actually hilarious.
Oh my god.
It's all... I blame the two cars stuck on the line, which would be Deaky and Nitro Merlin. Please buy proper internet.
Giving their teammates some engine damage out here.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll restart.
I think Oaks are carrying on. One person's exited.
Yeah, well,
one of the guys stopped it.
You know the old rule of racing: keep going till someone tells you to exit.
Yeah, it is, but I think the guys stopped on the grid there.
Yeah, we're down to 9 cars, so some have exited, others aren't paying attention, but you see cars disappearing as we go here.
Yeah, you do have to play to the whistle, but I think somebody needs to just a comment there. It is unfortunate that some of the guys got engine damage. They do need to relook at the grid. Put the guys that got the auto drive right at the back. One restart, let's go. You type like an old man.
I am an old man.
Guys, I see everyone's commenting the positions that they were in. Picture should have been taken off the start grid in the beginning, so I don't think they need to stress too much about that. TK, upgrade your internet speeds, guys. I just need to give you a bit of background about TK. He works for Vox as business development manager, and he's one of our best. So he's definitely the person you need to speak to for your business internet. If you,
but if it's Vox, is he the best at Vox, or is Vox the best?
He's the best in the best. I'll put it to you that way. Internet prices are like petrol prices these days. Oh my god. Thanks, Kellen. Thank you for giving us that grim reminder that we are now about 20 rand a litre.
Over 20 rand a litre. And I was actually very tempted, but this whole Gran Turismo stopped me because I'm on Telkom LTE, which allows you to have an open APN, which my complex East London still doesn't have access to fibre. They did the installation for the lines, but the lines aren't here yet. But I saw Vodacom had a Black Friday special for I think it was 300 plus 300 gigs for $2.99 or $3.99, I can't remember. But I'm paying my Telkom's up for renewal, but I'm on the 50 plus 50, and I pay $4.50 a month for that. So I could have got 6 times the data for $100 less. But Vodacom, you have NAT3 issues on their LTE, so I couldn't take the deal.
All the time, yeah. Unfortunately, all the time.
I mean, I had 2 years of that before I worked out how to fix it on Telkom. I'm sure there's a bunch of guys in GTSSA still using Telkom LT that I've given the tips to, and they all came right. But yeah, shout out to Vodacom for at least offering a decent package on Black Friday, because Telkom, you're a bunch of scammers. And Vox, please come install some fiber here for me in the suburbs, so I can actually move off it, which is why I haven't upgraded or renewed since May.
Yeah, I think actually in your area the fiber should be installed there soon. If I'm not mistaken, it is a planned area. But yeah, I think we can speak more about that.
We're getting way off track. Hopefully grid positions are set and we can get underway here, because I'm sure Harry Maguire's let in at least 3 goals, so I need to get depressed now and watch soccer.
Yeah, I think we had this discussion the other day about soccer. I can't watch them anymore, man. When a grown man gets a little touch and starts falling on the floor crying, that's when I check out.
Guys always say, but rugby players are so tough. Rugby players fall down as well. Have you not watched, especially the Europeans? If you want to watch real sportsmen, go watch motorbike races. They fall at 280 k's an hour, run to the pits and get back on their bike. Their spare bike for qualifying. That was Mark Marquez a few years ago, but generally all of them. I mean, our boy Brad Binder crashed on the way to the grid for I think the last race of the year, or the second last race of the year.
That was sad. That was really sad.
But he was out in time for the start. He was pushing a little bit too hard on the cold tires on the sighting lap. Crashed a $3 million bike and jumped on another one. Apparently he went down at about 270. Okay, so we're going to do the jump out.
Have any starting issues again?
Yeah, well, the rules are that unless it's like half the grid, they must carry on, but we'll see.
Yeah, Oaks really need to play to the whistle now.
We've got a Mazda at the back, DH Gamer. Unfortunately,
that's unfortunate, but we're going to have to continue this race without him. But coming up into the lines here, just making sure everyone is solid. Deaky leading with Nitro Merlin behind. Fast One closing quite quickly. Yeah,
Fast One I think was in second, so he got jumped on that turn 1 like we saw in the other race. But we'll go through tyres and see. Maybe he's also running the hard softs. All looks like. Sorry, went a little bit too fast. Yeah. All 5 of the real 1Ds running hards, and he's actually behind JDJ in the Group 3.
The real 1D should be coming through these Group 3 cars quite quickly, but in this tight section here, it's very difficult to make a move here without putting yourself or the opponent into the wall. So showing great respect there, just trying to get through nice and clean, making it through. Yep.
Dino starting at the back. He's got a Kalen-esque performance to put in here. He's got to get past all the Group 3 cars and then see how high up he can get his team.
Yeah, it's not an easy order for him. I think he's 22 seconds behind now and just catching up to the Group 3 cars coming up the technical sections of Bathurst here, coming down the long straight. He will get past a few of them, but he's still got some work to do to put in there. Just
look at that top speed, 330 k's an hour into the kink.
And he's got some damage on his tires. Front suspension, front aero, all going to take a knock. It's going to put him down quite a bit. Oh, what did Fox want to do to get a penalty coming through there?
Just a couple of tires on the grass possibly, or clipped the wall earlier on. But yeah, we've got the front three all running a good pace. As we saw in the previous race, Wendy's on the hards, he's dropping back fairly quickly. He was stuck behind one of the GR3 cars for a little bit at the start, but he's opened up 8 seconds already. These cars been about 12, 13 seconds a lap quicker.
Yeah, Wendy also with some damage, having to manage that coming through here. Remember guys, damage is on hard, so they are going to have to pit to get rid of this.
It looks like this is our battle at the moment, 7th and 8th. Taylor and Hollywood.
DMRE and KB are coming in strong here on this race, not letting either one have a leg up here. A nice mixed paddock over here as well. Everyone sort of folded into each other. Not full on DMR and full on KBR, but nice mix going into this race.
Well, just looking at the 3 cars at the front, it's 2 DMR and a KBR, but remember, 3rd place in this race is very important because you want to beat the time from 3rd place in the previous race, the total time, because that will get you into the final next week. Obviously, what the cars behind are doing is also going to play into that, but
yeah, hopefully the guys here watched that race or at least saw the results from that so they know where they need to be in order to qualify. And I've said before and I say again, Admin Oaks here, they've got their work cut out for them after this race, man.
Yeah, I think everyone racing this season knows Rana beer. Just looking at the race, Hollywood made that move on Taylor. He's got a bit of slipstream, made it through nice and clean. We've got S&P in 9th, which definitely isn't a position you're used to seeing him in. Taylor's on hards, but S&P is on softs, so expect him to start moving up the field. Wolfman softs, Vincut's on hard. Dino's sitting up to 11th now, he's on the softs.
I mean, coming up to the lap number 3 now, lap number 3 now, you see how much of fuel these Oaks are using. There's definitely going to be a lot of pit stops, which means a lot of strategies here, and that plays a massive part as we saw in the first round. Your strat here can win or lose you this race. Making the tiniest of mistakes can cost you the most amount of time. Dean getting a nice move done there on Vincut just to get back to his Group C buddies as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the field spread already, especially with the GR3 cars, because I mean we've got Dr. Fox currently sitting in 14th. He's a very quick driver. He did a 202 last time around, but must have had an issue on the start because that first lap was quite a bit slower than the other guys, and he's 22 seconds behind John. John's 5 seconds behind Vincut, 2 seconds to Wolfman. Then Dino's not in their race, but 4 seconds to Wendy. Wendy must have had an incident in his GR1 because he's dropped down to 9th. We've still got Taylor quite close to Hollywood. S&P's moved up to 7th now, obviously with the back down to 9th. Dino and Wendy going past in the Group C's.
Do you think Wendy and Dino are going to work together to try and get back up to the Group C guys, or they're going to race each other here? Never mind, they're answering my question for me.
Yeah, I think Dino's gone past Wendy. I expect he did a 46.5 last lap round in the traffic, which is only a second slower than Deaky. So I expect him to pull ahead of Wendy quite quickly. Our Group C leader battles at the moment between JDJ is out front with 4.6 already. Dr. Fox just disconnected, so it's not going to be great for his team, but he was in last place, so it actually might benefit them because you get the last finisher's time. So in this case, might actually gain him 20 seconds. But yeah, we've got a Group 3 in 4th place at the moment. Dino closing quite quickly, and Wandy should catch him. He's already 56 seconds behind Deaky though. And then we have Bridgens, who is 6 seconds behind him in 2nd place, with Hollywood 3rd and catching. So that's what I was saying about Fast One. If he can stay quite close to Nitro Merlin, the two KBR GR3 cars are looking quite strong here with their time gaps, so that might still bump them up into 2nd or even 1st place by the end. But yeah, obviously 32 minutes to go and different tyre compounds, so I'm probably totally wrong.
We can make as many predictions as we want in the beginning, but man, these strategies come into play so quickly.
Well, yeah, if we look at the GR3, so JDJ assumes Deaky's teammate. I'm not sure if it's SMP3 Pro's their other teammate, but if we work on that, it's a 5-second gain between the 1st and 2nd, and then it's 4 seconds between 8th and 9th. So technically those 4 cars, it's 1 second in favor of the DMR guys. But then Deaky obviously has, we can see 11 seconds over Fast One, so that would be 12 now, so 13-second total gap between Deaky's team and Fast One's team. But now Nitro Merlin, depending on where his teammates are, that could also shake it up quite a lot, because they, with all the DMRs, we'd have to check, but they might, if it's Wolfman and Vincut or John, they're quite far behind the other GR3 guys already, so that 11 seconds can be a negative. So yeah, Ryan's got lots of maths to do as a summary. Guys in the chat, I'm running out of time, so give us something to talk about. Where do you think Dino is going to finish this race? Currently in 4th, but he is 46 seconds behind Fast One.
Yeah, so actually, guys in the chat there, let us know for each one, Group C and Group 3, who's your top 2? Let us know who you think's going to finish up there. Let us know your thoughts. Anything you want to bring to our attention as well that we might have missed. I do see that Dino got his damage at the beginning there. I think he drove into the back of Bridgens at the start. Highly unfortunate, which cost him quite a lot of time, but man, Dino's a quick guy. He can make this time up here. It's going to be a battle, and it is an uphill battle here at Bathurst all the time, but it's definitely something he can make up. So Fast One getting a bit squirrely coming out of the exit there. Trying to make up as much time as he can with that damage on as well. Those are impressive lap times.
Watch him coming over the top here. That car's sucking down onto the ground with all the extra downforce.
Yeah, absolutely solid.
We already got the guys at the front coming up on back markers. Kendall, welcome to the chat.
Dean's
tired. We're having a chat about you just now, Kendall. 10-second penalty for not replying. Yeah, so at the front it's still fairly close, only 4 seconds, both running similar tyres. It looks like Nitro Merlin's maybe got 1 or 2% extra fuel, but nothing serious that would make a difference. Fast One running with a little bit of damage.
Yeah, we should be seeing the guys go into the pits quite shortly, based on the last race. But again, I could be totally wrong.
Real Wandy's gone into... Has Wandy gone into the pits? Lap 2 when he did the 222, maybe he pitted and didn't spin, and that's why he dropped down, because he was on hards earlier, now he's on softs. Going through the GR3, let's just see. There was a couple of hard guys. There's Vincut and Taylor both started on hards, going on to the softs. Lap 6.
And here we go. I see Kendall couldn't connect to the chat. We also had a conversation about connection issues, but and service providers and whatnot. Speak to TK. TK, it's another man for you.
Yeah.
Dino going to stay on hards, no tire change? We'll see, but we'll see how long he keeps to that strategy. He does have damage, so he might want to have that pit stop done quickly because he is putting in some blitz times, man. Making up some good positions, but that damage is holding him. Really is holding him.
I see the two KBR guys. Whoa, that was close. You're going to see it now. Two KBR GR3s running together. Looks like they might even switch positions shortly, but Hollywoods has caught up to Bridgens, both going into the pits, and I think Deaky into the pits.
Yeah, I mean, that move is quite close on. That paint was any thicker.
Yeah, good pace by the two KBR guys running 202s. I see S&P's 203, 204, 202, and 203, so not far off the guys he's got going now that he's got clear air, and now that he's by himself and he's on the softs, maybe he can pull a little bit of a gap. The two guys that just pitted also going onto the softs, so we'll see how that all shakes out. Willie's now up to 8th place, John 9th. KBR guys are still in the pits, both had very little fuel, so maybe for the final, if they make it, they need to work a little bit on fuel saving. Looking at one lap around here can make a bit of a difference.
Yeah, both coming on hards, but look, we saw similar strats in the first race where the teammates were trying to keep with each other through the race, but coming halfway to the second stop usually falls apart. Incidents happen. Some guys just fall behind, or anything can go wrong. Damage here, there.
That's not.
It's simply going. Well, now I see what you're talking about. That's unfortunate.
S&P, obviously, that would cost him about 10 seconds, but this is his in-lap, so at least the damage can get fixed with only costing him the time, not an extra pit stop.
Yeah, that's very, very lucky that he got damaged now and not
on an out lap, yeah.
But yeah, oh my god, that was not pretty to see. It was spectacular to watch, but as a driver, that's going to break your heart and break your time. He was catching up.
We see seven seconds down on this lap.
Yeah, he was opening a gap to. Unfortunately, now that gap is closing significantly.
We got Nitro Merlin and JDJ into the pits. And I'm sure we'll have S&P coming in. There he goes. So
we should see a leadership change shortly.
Yeah, Nitro Merlin into the pits, Deaky back into the lead. Interesting to see Deaky's gone for the hard middle stint, so probably 4 laps or so. Nitro Merlin's also onto hards. Fossman's still running the softs. He's having a bit of an issue passing his teammate there. I think they need a chat party so they can decide ahead of time what side to go. He goes past the other one. So he was running soft, so this is his soft stint. The gap's now up to 18 seconds. Nitro Merlin's closed right down on Deaky. It's only a 2-second gap. It was about 4.5. So he undercut him on the pit stop.
Yeah, very good observation there, but but these guys are showing that every millisecond counts here. I mean, we saw it in the last race there. Kalen, by 9/10, but he was almost there.
Yeah, we haven't noticed, but Dino's no longer in the lobby. We're down to 12. So I know we had an AD on the start, Dino and one other person, Fox, and now Wendy's just disconnected as I'm talking. So we might end up having 2 drivers per team, it looks like, possibly.
It's not a good sign that Dean left the lobby there, because he's hosting. So hopefully he doesn't get a disconnect and the lobby gets reset. That's gonna put things back quite a ways, as we are almost halfway through this race. Tooney's here asking for a bit much from the Japanese team there at Bali, wanting kangaroos across the track.
Yeah. Let's ride on board with Diki for a lap and see the pros do it. His last lap wasn't that great, possibly traffic. He did a 48 and a 46 a lap before, but he does have the fastest lap of the race, a 145.0, which I think is just a couple tenths quicker than we saw in the previous pool.
I think so. I think the last one we saw was a 145.15, if I'm not mistaken. But he is on hard, so it will be a bit of a slower lap, not this 145. So
yeah, sorry, I forgot that he went on hard, so that's why the last two laps. I think Jump was doing 48s as well, and he's the lap 8 would be his out lap, so the 48s are about right for a very quick hard pace. You can see those smooth movements in his rig.
Very smooth, very close to the wall. You got to keep it as close as you can coming down the section. But as we all know, one slight mistake down here ruins your race and possibly the guy behind as well. There's not much room to avoid any incidents here, so if you see somebody spinning out, as we saw in the last race, you're most likely going to hit that person as well. So you're just going to try and keep your race clean, but you got to put the pressure on as well. As we see the gap to Nitro Merlin
opening all the time, yeah.
499.
It was under 2 seconds just now, or around 2 seconds. Last time around, Merlin's outlap was a second slower than Diki's outlap. I think this lap we're going to see a bit of a bigger gap. Maybe Merlin battling a little bit more with the hard tyres. So Diki comes across the line on his hards to do a 47.6. Merlin's run wide out the last turn. 50.2.
It's not bad, really not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, hard tires on these Group C cars is not easy. It's like driving on ice, man. One small misstep with your foot, a little bit too much power coming out of the corners, and you're facing the opposite direction.
If we see Fast One on his softs did a 47.1 last time around, so that just tells you how quick Diki's going, half a second slower on the hard tires.
Yeah, I mean that time difference is startling, because this is not going to be an easy race here.
Yeah, look at. So yeah, we've lost two Group C cars from the race. JDJ fourth place. I think he's possibly going to be the first Group 3 car to not finish sixth this season. Although Bridgens Hollywood still sitting in 5th and 6th. SMP 3 Pro 7th place. Taylor is up to 8th. We're just going to run through the field. Maybe sit on these KBR guys for a little while because they're still running nose to tail. I'm wondering if this is strategy or if they actually just are that evenly matched on lap time that they're not getting away from each other or can't get away from each other.
Look, it could be a very smart strategy on a fuel saving point of view where they keep leapfrogging each other. Now one keeps cutting through the air, the other one keeps sitting in the slip, just to save a bit of fuel. It'll be interesting to see how the other Group 3s are doing on fuel at this point.
Yeah, which is one of the things that's very important this season. We saw it last week and the week before. For example, Dino's pace last week, I think he was the only one that did 26 laps. Everyone else did 25. But if you add the time on, he is about 40 seconds to a minute, I think, quicker than most of the other guys in the Group Cs. Wow. Sorry, I didn't check all of them, but Stignator and I think Diki were around 30-40 seconds slower. But if your teammates aren't as quick as the other guys in the Group 3, the Group 3 possibly with two cars becomes even more important, because like these two KBR guys here holding 5th and 6th, they might just be taking their second and third in class, might be taking their team through, even though they're Group C drivers in third place. Like, for example,
all
that's
about that overall time.
Yeah. I think it was about a 17-second difference between DMR Yellow Monkeys with Dino's very quick Group C time. They were 17 odd seconds slower than the KBR. I think it was the Kingman that we saw in the other pool.
Yeah,
So,
like I was saying earlier, man, I'm trying to do the maths in my head, and I need to lie down. That's hectic.
yeah. Well, I'm
Do not
assuming
envy.
Deaky in the turquoise car, JDJ and Taylor are teammates, so that would put them probably first overall for the race. But then Nitro Merlin's also turquoise, so that could throw me out totally. That's why they need different colors.
Yeah, I think we need to make that a rule for the next race.
Yeah. Sorry, I know there was a pink and orange car as well. I thought Nitro might be in one of those colors, but so we lost. DH Gamer left the room. I think he was stuck on the line, so he's just been watching in the lobby along with us.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, we got Hollywood's managed to get past Bridgens, and he's opened 2 seconds on him. So let's just look. We can see they feel still fairly similar. Hollywood's got a fraction more, and he was sitting behind in the slipstream, and they pitted at the same time. So possibly on the full or possibly slipstream help, but they've slingshotted each other. Him and Hollywood's taken the lead in their little battle. 7 seconds to Taylor, who's 3 seconds ahead of SMP3 Pro. 9 to Willie. Vinkat is 2 seconds further back. And then 10 seconds to John. We've got Deaky coming through. So yeah, overall, like all good commentators, we have no idea who's going through next week, but I'm pretty sure, or fairly sure, the RTA guys possibly. Kalen did a great job, but I think Ghost Killer was his teammate.
To be honest, I'm not 100% certain at this point.
Possibly, yeah. So I'm not sure. It depends on the GR3 is there. They might be first, they might be fifth, who knows. And here, I think DKP's team's probably looking very strong to go through, but we could have a bit of a fight with some of the KBR guys, or the KBR guys against second, third, and fourth.
Yeah. So just jumping quickly to the chat, I see Dean has chimed in. 4.5 hours to Botswana border, drop off in 4.5 hours back. Get home 5 minutes before race. Don't try that at home. Unlucky, but have a rest. But thanks for hosting and getting the lobby off smoothly, bud. Corne asking if he's in time for the Pool 2 race.
Yeah, you got 15 minutes left, Corne. Dean, 9 hours and 9 hours 40 is very close when you spend 15 hours a day in your rig anyway. Let us know what you went to drop off. That's more of a drive. I did J Bay and back about a month ago, and that was 360 each way, which was it was fun, but it wasn't the most fun. Kendall, 10 seconds for same Dean side. Let's go back to the front while we're talking. So gap at the front's opened up now to 11 seconds. Deaky's just banging in those 47s. Look at that consistency for the last 4 laps.
Yeah, no, very, very good consistency there. Sorry, just jumping back to what Ken said. He said Dean's tired. Yeah, man, he's like a bike. He's too tired, eh? And that's a bad joke for evening.
We've got Hollywood and Bridgens now pitting. You can see that fuel savings got Hollywood 3% more fuel. Taylor also into the pits. S&P into the pits, so it looks like all the GR3 guys are running a similar strategy. First, I meant to comment earlier. I saw you said, how's it in the chat? Well done on a good race. I saw at one stage you dropped about 20 seconds. I don't know if that was pit stop or spin, but great comeback.
Yeah, no, it's I'm actually liking the strategies here because now everyone's on a sort of similar strategy. We don't really have to keep track too much like the last race where everyone was completely different from each other. It's a bit more uniform here, so nice to see. Easy makes it easy to comment on. Definitely a lot less admin for us. But I see Fast One's going to probably go into the pits possibly at the end of this lap, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Nitro, I think, pitted on the last lap. He's still got a little bit of fuel. Fast One's also starting to get low. I'm 100% sure Dickie's going to go in. Fast One more than likely. I mean, there's no point stretching it out another lap.
Oh, Fizz says he missed his braking point, crashed and damage. Hopefully
Yeah,
he sneaked
we
in.
saw that little bit of, I think it was right front damage on the stream. But yeah, you guys kept us entertained. It was a bit disappointing that moment because we thought you and Fizz and Jump were going to have a great battle because they're both hard and soft, and then soft and hard. So you're both going to be on softs for the last stint and close together. DK is into the pits with 2%. KBR Fast One taking on this lovely pit lane. He's on 4. I think Fast One's going to have to go into hards now. I can't remember. I think he started on softs, so DK's done his hard stint. He'll be back onto the softs for the last 6 laps or so.
Bringing this fuel down to the wire, guys. Coming in at 2% and 4% respectively there with Deke and Fast One. Dean telling us that, actually making a very good point. A lot of good representation. Each team at least getting one person in there to go forth. Great stuff. Wildcard's going to be interesting. I don't know if it's going to be a KBR team. We'll have to see at the end of this one. Stephen and Trev's great commentating. Thanks, Manny. Always appreciate you. Always appreciate the comments for our comments. It's a good thing to see, bud.
Yeah. Yeah. Dickie's lead's now restored to 11 seconds after the pit stop. Nitro Merlin's 5 seconds ahead of Fast One, but Fast One's now on the hard tyres for the last 5 or so laps, so he's probably going to be dropping back, coming up behind his teammates again, see if they can get a bit of a smoother overtake done this time.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to see some DMR and KBI action here tonight. See some good battling going on, see some rivalry building up here.
We see JDJ going into the pits. JDJ had a minute lead over Hollywood, but obviously that was excluding a pit stop because the KBR boys pitted on the last lap. Hollywood's now 5 seconds ahead of Bridgens. He's 2 seconds ahead of DMR John. Needs to pit because his fuel's looking very low in that Mazda. Taylor is in 8th, but he's realistically in 7th with S&P 3 Pro closing in behind him. S&P losing 7 seconds earlier with that spin possibly could have been ahead, but now they can do a bit of a battle. Still got a little bit of front right damage. Wolfman Willie 16 seconds behind S&P 3 Pro, and we all know how quick S&P is, so great job by Wolfman to only be 16 seconds behind after half an hour. And then Vincut 5 seconds further back, formerly M Klopper, which is obviously what the MK stands for at the end. Shout out to whoever told us that. I can't remember in the chat.
Let you know now. It was Ghost23. Thanks, Ghost. Alright, guys, in the chat, don't forget, leave us a comment, give us a like, tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, let us know.
I'm going to abuse this view again because 270 k's an hour through this corner is just crazy.
And it's so satisfying when you do this section right. It's like the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah, I see Corner saying you got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. possibly, I don't know if you sped in the pit lane, but more than likely went off the grass or something on the entrance, and you only got the penalty when you came out. But we
May you know it and I know it. You touched that grass there and you got a penalty, but don't stress, all in good fun. Next time we'll get it.
I remember when they added Bathurst to GT Sport in, I think they had a GR3 daily race, everyone was overshooting the pit lane, and the worst part is you can't reverse. It just puts you back out on the main straight. So guys were running out of petrol and having to do a lap with no petrol, and it was chaos. So well done to everyone so far tonight. We haven't seen anyone overshoot that pit lane.
Is it bad that I was hoping for someone to?
Oh, it's always funny. I mean, we're here for the entertainment value at the end of the day. So, but yeah, no bloopers.
No bloopers, no reels here today. I don't mean harm on anyone. It's just entertaining to see. It's nice to comment on. Makes it lively here in our little studio. I put quotation marks there because I'm in my bedroom watching this on a stream. But
we see the gap second to third's already up to 10 seconds with that hard soft compound difference. 2 seconds a lap difference between the two of them at the moment. So yeah, Nitro Merlin needs to get a push on depending on his teammates just to possibly push KBR into third place.
Yeah, I really think Nitro Merlin can close this gap down here, bring in a good time for his team just to get in. But Diki is on fire, man. He is putting in the times. I'm wondering if he's actually going to beat his fastest lap time when he goes for his next change. Actually, I lied. Sorry,
I think he's done, but his last lap was 2/10 off his fastest. His first flying lap. So possibly if he does on this lap, maybe the next one, and after that the tires will probably be a little bit off to beat it unless he just ramps over that downhill chicane. We see easy on the throttle.
Very easy there.
45.0 that time around. 0.81 versus 0.47 is his best lap. So DK flying out front, gap up to 14 seconds. Second to third up another 3 seconds this lap. And we've got fast ones far enough ahead that's not giving a time because there's a couple laps and the guys haven't crossed the line for a while. JDJ 26 seconds ahead of Hollywood. Hollywood 6 to Bridgens, 7 to Taylor, 4 to S&P.
So just
S&P's last 2 laps were slightly slower. Go for it.
Sorry, but just quickly jumping back into the chat to catch up with our Oaks here. We've got some nice comments coming through. Kalen, are we meeting again in the Group C? Kalen responding there saying he was a sub. Ghost Killer was on his team, so there we got an answer. Unfortunately, Ghost Killer did DC. TK telling us, wow, this is hectic. I told you from the beginning, my brother, we never know what's going to happen with these races. Ken's asking us who's in Diki's team. Ken, we were hoping you would be able to tell us, because we're not 100% certain either.
Diki is, I'm just trying to find him
on the cheat sheet.
Yeah. Diki, I think, was a sub.
While you check that out, I see Corner is out for blood here. He has unfinished business with Kalen. I think we'll get there. Yeah, Kalen said you'll see me in Pro Series.
Nitro Merlin is teammates with Wolfman and Dr. Fox, so that's not looking good for second place with Wolfman currently. How far is he off the KBR guys? 5:15, and he's about 25 seconds behind them. And his other teammate disconnected, so
yeah, not looking good, eh?
KBR currently looking strong-ish for second place, but their gap's up to 16 seconds now with three odd laps to go, so possibly if Nitro keeps opening the gap like he is now, 17 seconds, he might be able to pull it back for them. But then obviously the disconnected driver gets last place, so it's possibly still going to be a big ask. Who else is...
Like, either way you shake it, this is gonna come down to the wire.
Yeah.
Um,
So
it's
Dino
not an easy
Vinchat and
thing to tackle.
SMP3 Pro were teammates. Real 1D, Jean and Scorpio were supposed to be teammates, but I don't see Jean or Scorpio in the... weren't even in the pool tonight, so they're probably subs. Who else is here? Latecomers: Jafiel, DM, Taylor, Yui and Zivan. So Taylor's here. Yeah, we've obviously got a bit of a DMR shuffle, so that will have to get worked out by Ryan, but 2 laps to go. Deaky just crossing the line with 3 minutes 10 to 10. If you're Deaky, you've got a 15-second lead. He's got enough fuel, but if he felt like it, he could probably slow down in the last corner and cut off a lap. Just looking at how much time's left and his pacey that he's doing, I'm sure he's probably enjoying himself, so why not keep going? Gap up second to third, 18 seconds.
Yeah, so Kayla making good points. Focus on the virtual Kyalami 9-hour rerun now. But I think that's going to be an epic event. It's great to see so many guys from our local league representing in such an amazing event. Good luck to all of you involved. Obviously, I show a bit of favoritism to the Pace Boys on that one. But good luck to everyone taking part. We wish you all the best. Sad that it got postponed, but keen to see the outcomes again. Keep it up, guys. Keep making us proud. Keep making history here with this race series.
Yeah, no more memes, guys. Come on.
Yeah, no puns, no spitting. Just keep it clean, keep it fun. Do what you guys do. You guys are quick. You guys are awesome. It's ACC as well. It's unforgiving.
Yeah, car 45, guys. Car 45.
Car 45, car 11. I think everyone here is just going to be rooting for their teams. But in all seriousness, it's awesome seeing GTSSA teams on ACC in the Kyalami 9-hour, showing that representation and showing the local talent.
Yeah, just a shout out on the drive here. JDJ 25 seconds ahead in the GR3s. Ahead of Hollywood. He's on rails with that Porsche. If you look at those times, fairly consistent. He's on the hards now. He managed to pull off some 203, 204s the rest of the time. Most of the other guys were doing high 204s when they're on the hards. Let's just see, can't see their times anymore, but yeah, he was in 201s with old soft tires, 202s, so he's been over a second a lap basically quicker than the other guys that he's racing with on average.
No, he's put in some blitz times now, kept it consistent, kept his car on the track, made sure he's got that time sent for his team. Oh, Hollywood getting a bit squirrely.
We look here at Hollywood's 204s, 203s mostly on this hard stint, and that's with the soft tires versus JDJ on the hards doing quicker times. And he's second place. Bridgen's 204s, 205s. Taylor's on softs doing mid 202s. Signator, I can guarantee. Actually, you're asking about Le Mans. I was dreaming of a Nürburgring finale, the full Nordschleife, just to annoy everyone. But the Nordschleife and Le Mans, the lap times possibly quicker. Sorry, Deaky and JDJ hit the line there just before. I thought they'd managed to get across for one more, so we missed them going over, but here comes Nitro Merlin for second. The final, I wanted to do one of those longer tracks, but they would time out, so unfortunately then we wouldn't be able to do results on time, so it's going to have to be a normal length track, so not Le Mans and not Nürburgring. Fast one, 23 seconds behind. Good job in the KBR car. And that drive might see his teammates through, someone going very slow over the line. JDJ 26.5 seconds ahead of Hollywood, 8 seconds ahead of Bridgens, Taylor 4 seconds, 18 back to S&P 3 Pro. Here comes Wolfman Willie, 15 seconds behind. I'm not sure what happened to, oh, it must have been S&P that ran out of petrol at the end there, because he lost about 10 seconds. Vincut was a little bit of a banged up Porsche. No small amount of car damage on the left front, but well done to him, finishing the 40 minutes. And here comes our last car, DMR John. So this will be the time that everyone who disconnects gets.
Alright guys, that was one intense race. I don't think we stopped talking from start to finish off the first race, but I think some water with honey and lemon as well.
Yeah, look at that clean sweep there for DK, all 3 stars. Clean race on Bathurst after 40 minutes in a Group C.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Great driving by these guys. Yeah, thanks to everyone who did join us. Obviously, like we said earlier, next week is the final. We have the week after GTSSA awards, so stay tuned for that. Like and follow the channel, hit a subscribe. A lot of our drivers taking part tonight, Wolfman, Willie, Dino, I can't remember who else, but they all have YouTube channels, so if you go to our Discord and go look at streamers, go like all their channels, follow them. Stignator in the previous race, a whole bunch of the guys, so support all our local streamers. You can watch on board and listen to them talk during the races. Give us a like and spread the word for the final next week. And Mr. Trivs, over to you.
Yeah, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. It was great banter on the chat. Great to see so many guys showing up for the fun race. It's not a lot, but I mean, 20 people watching now, 19 likes. That's a great ratio for us. Always a pleasure chitting here with the main man, Steven, commentating on these epic races. I know sometimes we do talk over each other. It's only because we're so excited and we love these races so much. We get so caught up in everything. But always a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I've been Trivs. Much love.
Shot Mr. Gorilla Garage, thanks for helping me out. I'm assuming you're back next week for the final. Guys,
of course.
Guys that are watching, please join the open pools. Let's have some fun. We will have a bunch open next week at 8:30, and then the final streamed again at 9:30.
Awesome stuff, bud. Awesome stuff. I will definitely be here next week. Hope to see you all back on the chat, on the lobby, on the live stream. Let's have some fun.
Yeah. Great stuff, guys. Thanks. Have a great evening, and we shall see you next week.
Much love. Take care, guys.